Welcome in. We're live. It's Thursday night. It's the live line brought to you by sportsbookreview.com. We're 3 days away, boys. Super Bowl 54. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to go through all the props tonight, have a little Super Bowl prop party. And I got the boys with me. We'll be live betting basketball, obviously, all night. Maxwell Smart, a.k.a. Jerry Rubenstein, taking care of college basketball on the ones and twos. We got Tyler and Spread taking care of the NBA. And we're going to dig into these props and see what we can find. There are thousands of props, right? And Sunday we'll be on 2 hours before the game. But that's not enough time. Donnie Rightside will probably stop by for a little bit, hang out with us. And that's it. So how are we, gentlemen?
Doing good tonight, Jay. Excited to jump into these props.
Tyler?
Yeah, I got some Super Bowl props I like for Sunday. Other than that, just normal day.
Jerry Rubenstein, how are we today?
Looking to continue cashing. Did cash the first half with Gardner Webb, but unfortunately it was only me and Dave Betts on it. So feeling good about that. It's always good to start the day off with a win. Missed the live line on Mount St. Mary's at plus 10.5, which as soon as it went back down, I was having instant regret. And what behold happened? Mount St. Mary's lost only by 5 points. So I'm watching NGIT in North Alabama right now. That is the play of the day on Jimmy the Bags. Betting with the bag. So hopefully I can get that home. And chicken tenders taste better with honey. Fuck buffalo sauce.
Right.
And shame on you for eating that shit when you could have golden honey with it instead.
We might have Jimmy on with us on Sunday. Not sure yet. Flash will be with us. Max, I know there's a college play that you want to give out at the top of the show, so hit me with it.
All right, so listen, plain and simple, we're going to Winthrop. This is a Winthrop team that has rewarded you, rewarded me, and rewarded anybody that's been betting on when they've been on the road ATS, whether it be a dog, whether it be a favorite. This is a team that gets it done. They showed us in that game against Radford that they can go into the Big South's top team and freaking beat them on their home floor. Well, they're going into Charleston Southern tonight. I think that Philanthropist Fleming's a great player, and he's really stepping into that first scorer role. But I do think when you have the combination of DJ Burns and Josh Ferguson both being able to bang out and being able to essentially play separately, you add in Hunter Hale and Chandler Vaudrin, and I think that this team's going to be able to win this game by close to 10 points. I already betted at 8.5. I bet it again at 6.5, and I'm going to make an official play on the show. Winthrop, minus 6.5, minus 112.
I like it. I like it, and I like it. Not Max. Sorry, Spread and Tyler. Are there any NBA looks that you guys want to give out at the top? Winthrop minus 6.5, minus what?
Minus 112.
All right, that's on the board. Tyler, Spread. What do you guys got?
What are you looking at, Spread?
I'm not going to play anything pregame tonight. I think it's a really weird card. I told you we went on. I had eyes on grabbing Atlanta. The line moved against me. I thought that the public money would come in on Philadelphia. I was wrong. We have a really weird matchup with Golden State and Boston. Sacramento getting 13.5 at the Clippers looks intriguing, but why don't we wait and see if we can get that live? And then Utah's going to Denver. And Jay, we know from last night, what do we make of this Utah team right now? After,
I know,
looking like they were a chance to win the West. They've had two terrible performances. So we'll have eyes on that game as well, but no pregame positions.
they were the best team in the league for a 25-game stretch, and it looks like they've fallen off a cliff the last week. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Quickly, welcome into the guys in the chat. Ronnie Lofton, Nasty Nate, MT13, Deer Slayer, Coco Bongo, Kenny Peacock, Jerome Sags, Zemba, Remarkable Gaming, Scotty K, Joseph Gomez. What's up, boys? Make that fucking money tonight. Let's go. Somebody likes the Lakers. Jerome Sags likes the Lakers money line. What do you guys think about that?
He's talking about tomorrow's game.
That game's tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mitchell,
and that's
4.5
actually my
assist
article.
prop.
So I'll do.
Oh, go ahead, Fred.
Article tonight. I've started my research, but I haven't made a pick yet. So I'll definitely have a stronger take on that game tomorrow because I'm definitely doing a deep dive on it.
Robert Kahn says he's talking about Tyler's, good old faithful. So Donovan Mitchell over 4.5 assists. What do you think about that, T?
Conley's out again, so I mean it is a good spot. But I think tonight's game you're better off taking his points. I think he's going to score close to 30 points tonight. They have it set everywhere I was seeing it was 22.5.
So are there any NBA looks that you want to give out at the top? Or
Yeah, I'll give out. I like Philly first quarter -2.
All right.
And that's -115.
76ers first quarter -2, -115. Okay.
And then Gordon Hayward over 4.5 assists. And that's +120.
+120?
Yep.
All right, so that'll get the boys going. Yeah, quickly, everybody head over to sbrvideo.com/live line. It'll help the metrics out a lot. All you got to do is open a window, go there, and click on the sports books that are there and check them out. That's it. We don't ask for anything other than that. And hit that like button. Currently, the show sits 304 wins, 211 losses. We're hitting at 59%, and we're up almost 140 units. We've been stagnant the last week, though. We've basically been around there for about a week. So hopefully this weekend with all the games and the Super Bowl gets us over the hump. So that takes care of that. Just don't forget to smash that like button for us.
Are you trying to put that on me or something?
Why is it always about you? Always.
Obviously, but what's my record?
I don't know. I'd have to check. To check. You're up units though. You're plus.
Yeah, I know. I want to know where.
You're up units, but it's a little embarrassing compared to me and Tyler. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, it's a little embarrassing. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. All right. So, if the board will be up all night, so we'll be live betting obviously all night long. But let's dig into some Super Bowl props, man. There are thousands this week. Any spots in particular that you guys like? Let me start off by saying this. Everybody breaks people's balls for laying the wood, right? The only time you're not supposed to lay wood is on a coin flip bet. If it's not a coin flip and there's a significant edge on a prop, then you lay that fucking wood, man. That's how I roll, no matter what I'm betting on. If it's a coin flip, fine. You don't lay more than 110. But if you see a significant edge in the market and it's -250, you smash that -250. And I'll kick it off there. Patrick Mahomes, more passing yards than Jimmy Garoppolo, is about -270 right now, I believe, on DraftKings. And I'm smashing it because I think that there is a significant edge that by the end of the Super Bowl, no matter what the score is, Mahomes is going to have more passing yards than Jimmy G. Jimmy G's thrown 14 passes since halftime of the divisional game.
Yeah, but you got the bankroll that you can smash it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's the difference. That's why people are like, I don't like it because I can't bet it. I don't have enough money that I can make profit off it. And like,
that's a fair point, Max.
Okay, well, for those people, I jumped in on the same way. Jay, I placed this one today doing the research, and I went ahead and with the same idea as you, but I have even more confidence in Mahomes. So I took -64.5 yards over for Mahomes passing yards over Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm laying 64.5 yards, but I got it at money, so it's pretty close to just some standard juice. So
I like
believe
that
in your bet, and I'm willing to take it one step further.
I like that bet. My only concern would be I have seen 62.5 posted in some spots. You looked around. That was the best number you could find.
Yeah. So obviously, I'm pretty sure that's a popular bet, right? I don't think too many people are excited to get behind Garoppolo. So I probably didn't miss the best of it, but I'm willing to be in 2 yards left on something that I still think is good. And I would play this all the way probably up to like -70. And my idea here is, in laying the yards, well, how is Jimmy Garoppolo going to get a lot of passing yards? Well, it's going to be if, the 49ers might buy more than 2 scores and they abandon the run. Well, if they're behind by more than 2 scores, most likely they got there because Patrick Mahomes was moving the ball down the field. Other than really weird scenarios, I think I'm good here.
Mahomes scores a touchdown and the Chiefs win +650. Jerome Sag says that's not a bad look. I think that there's a definite possibility that Mahomes scores a touchdown in this game. So what else are you guys looking at?
Well, here, Mahomes has only got 4 rushing touchdowns all season, including the playoffs.
Right. It's still possible. I mean, what is that, 25% of the games?
Yeah, it's like 4 out of 17 or 4 out of 18 games.
Yeah, that's a little less than 25%. What do you got, T?
I said,
and then
I'll
you're
jump
combining
on the
that
other side,
with them winning too.
and I think I got a good one for Jimmy G. Quarterback to have the highest completion percentage. Jimmy G is even money. You figure if Mahomes is going to throw the ball 45 to 50 times, and to Garoppolo's maybe 15 to 18. If Garoppolo hits 12 of them and Mahomes only hits like 25 or even 30, he's not going to have the higher percentage than Garoppolo.
I see where you're going there.
And usually Garoppolo's throwing right across the middle to these slant routes and these drag routes. He's always hitting the receiver.
I see where you're going.
Hold on, you got to look at this one too. Garoppolo has a higher completion percentage on the year anyways.
Yeah, all right, that too.
You're getting even money on the guy with the better completion percentage.
My only concern there is I don't think that's a bad play, and your logic is sound. My only concern is, you would think that Mahomes throws 45 to 50 times a game, right? But I checked out this stat because I'm writing an article. He has only had more than 36 passing attempts twice in the last 11 weeks. And they set his number at 36.5. And I think the under is the look. He's only gone over 36 twice in 11 games, the last 11 games.
Do you think they're going to be effective running against his defense, though?
I mean, but at the end of the day, how effective has the Kansas City running game really been anyway? They're such a pass-heavy team. I think they're going to go with what works. But even at 35 or 36 attempts, I still think your logic is sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just I just wanted to throw that out there that that you would think. I thought he threw about 45 times a game myself, but he only went over 36 twice in 11 weeks. What else you guys looking at?
I was looking at a couple things for Kelsey. So I haven't bet it yet because I'm pretty sure his anytime touchdown prop is going to get bet up, and I'll get an even better number on it. But Kelsey touchdown, no. I'm looking at like a -125. If that gets lower in like say 115 range, that's a really solid look.
How many touchdowns does he have on the year?
Regular season 5. I think people are disillusioned or thrown off because he had 3 touchdown receptions against Houston. Right. But outside of that, he hasn't had any. He's kind of like George Kittle in the terms of touchdowns. I mean, he gobbles up receptions, he gobbles up yards, but he doesn't get touchdowns. And he has the same amount of touchdowns in the regular season as George Kittle does. And Kittle's touchdown no props at -130. I can't bet that. I bet it in the last game at Kittle's right now at -150. I bet it in the last game at -130. I won't bet it at -150. But I'm giving Travis Kelce now in that same range, right around -125-ish. And that was the same range I was getting Kittle at last week. And he gets about the same amount outside of that Houston game. He gets the same amount of touchdowns as Kittle. That's something I'm really looking at. There is Travis Kelce, no touchdowns at about minus 125. If it gets to minus 115, I'll bet it.
Quickly, Nello, I don't know why you don't get the notifications when we're on, but it's really simple, bro. We're on Monday, Thursday, and Friday at the same time every week, 7:15. And Saturdays and Sundays depend. This Sunday we'll be on at 4:30 for the Super Bowl, and Saturday we'll be on later than normal because there's no UFC. So I think Saturday we are on at like 6 or 7 to hit the night slate in the NBA and college basketball. But Monday, Thursday, and Friday always 7:15, and then just check the Sports Cake Twitter account. I always post the schedule. All right, so what else are we looking at?
Well,
Scott K in the chat brought up my next one. He said Watkins could have a big game. His anytime touchdown set at plus 250. His yards are set at 50.5. You figure San Fran's going to key in on Tyreek Hill and Kelce. He's also went over 50.5 yards in the divisional round and the conference championship round.
I was thinking McCole Hardman was going to have a.
I was thinking maybe him too.
Yeah, he's so good, man, and he goes unnoticed on that offense because of Hill, Kelce, and Watkins. But I don't know. I kind of think that he could impact this game.
hey, Jay.
You
You know how much of a winner that Mahomes over Garoppolo passing yards prop is?
Yeah.
Yeah, my book doesn't even have it available.
Yeah. I mean, I hit it against Tannehill. He was minus 380 against Tannehill. Now they're giving Jimmy G some respect. So, all right. We also know how run
Honestly,
heavy.
Jay, I'm going to be honest with you. I might have to PayPal you some money to make that bet for me. Because that's free money.
I mean, you can if you want.
Yeah, I might have to send you some money to put that down for me.
Yeah, they don't limit me either, DraftKings. So, we know how run heavy the San Francisco 49ers offense has been, right?
Yep.
I think that the first offensive play of the game for the 49ers is going to be a rush. I would be really surprised if it's a pass based on how they've played in the playoffs. And I think the San Fran runs on their first, it's kind of like Deerslayer's prop, but it's geared towards the Niners only. It's like minus 140 or minus 150. I don't think that's a bad prop. We have the world's best national anthem handicapper on the Sports Keg staff. So what's the look on the national anthem, Ant?
Let me see what number it's at right now. I was capping it at 124. But those lines do actually move a lot, so let me see where we're at. Oh my god, there's so many goddamn props. I gotta scroll all the way down to the end to find it. Where? Oh. I think they have too many props on the Super Bowl, if you want me to be honest. How do people even bet most of this shit? Oh,
wow. The most passing yards prop is up to 330.
Okay. My lean is the under 124.5 seconds. But the problem is I'm staying off the national anthem this year. I capped it. I don't really see too much of an edge. I lean on the under, but not enough to bet it.
Okay. All right.
But now that I got all the way
Jay,
down
live play.
What do you got, Max?
Western Kentucky minus 1.5, minus 115.
For the game?
Yeah.
That sounded confident.
Yeah, I got my number. I'm ready to bet it. That's what I did. So I'll make it official for the show.
And so, yeah, he's up to minus 330. But player, which is still less than what he was against Tannehill. Player to complete the most passes, Mahomes minus 250. Player to have the highest completion percentage, Tyler was talking about, Garoppolo even money. Player to have the highest passer rating, Mahomes minus 148. Player to record the longest completed pass. Mahomes minus 150. They have a ton of them.
Okay, I have a question though. How classy is J-Lo going to be for the Super Bowl halftime show?
How classy? Who the fuck knows?
Well, I mean,
this is what we come to you for.
This is your department, bro.
All right. Do you want to lay wood or not?
I mean, I would lay my wood on J-Lo any day. I mean, come on.
J-Lo butt cleavage, yes, plus 170, no, minus 240.
When you say butt cleavage, are you talking about like Howard Stern assless chaps? Like define butt?
The prop actually defines it for me. It says plumber's crack or reverse butt cleavage will count as yes.
Reverse butt cleavage would mean coming up from the thigh.
Like her ass cheeks hanging out from the bottom or a plumber's crack.
Oh, her ass cheeks are hanging out from the bottom. No doubt.
You think so?
No doubt.
You don't think she'll just wear like a... You think she's going to be wearing a skirt? You don't think she'll wear pants?
Bro, her ass is the only thing she's got going for her. What do you mean?
Only thing she's got... That's the stupidest fucking thing anyone's ever said in her life. She's a beautiful woman. Front to back, head to toe.
D-Money says, Jay, can I give out my prop? D-Money, come on, bro. Chiefs Nation, bro. Of course you can give out your prop. What do you got?
But you don't...
I have a question for D-Money. D-Money, is D-Money Locks your other Twitter profile?
Megan wants to know about where we find the butt cleavage prop. It is under novelty props. Basically the same section you'll find the national anthem prop, the Gatorade color props, all those dumb fucking props.
Is this the Megan from the Sports Gambling Podcast?
I don't know.
I would love to know that.
There's a million sports gambling podcasts.
No, I think it's actually called the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's not.
Well, thank you. I'm still a fan because you're a female and you're in this chat. So
Coco Bongo says there's going to be a booty off.
yeah, there could definitely be a booty off.
No, I have bet on Pop Stars during the halftime show before. But I don't know. I don't think she's going to show off butt cleavage.
All right, so D-Money's got Hardman over receptions prop and Hardman over Samuel over Debo receiving yards. That's I probably have to check the number, but I think I like the Hardman over reception prop. But the Hardman over Debo receiving yards prop, I don't know. That's going to be close.
I had one I was looking at, Jay.
You think San Fran starts his game out on the ground, right? With that first play being a run?
100%.
Do you think they take control of the game right off the bat, or do you think maybe the Chiefs come out and score first?
Man, the Chiefs have been playing from behind now for like what seems like a month.
Well, that would result in more running for San Fran, you would think, right?
I think that if the Chiefs come out and they're up 17-0 or 14-0 or 17-3, I think San Fran is in trouble.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have the type of offense that's going to be able to compete with Kansas City if they are scoring at will. I think San Fran has to have a lead, and then I think they have to run the ball and take control of the clock. I think that's the way they win the game. So I think, my gut says that they come out. They have to get a couple early stops against the Chiefs, and then they have to run that ball. But we've seen this year how good Shanahan is on those first scripted 15 plays. They slice through no matter what defense it is. Those scripted plays at the beginning of the game, it's just money in the bank.
They have Mosert's first quarter rushing yards set at 18.5 at minus 112.
Wow, that's a lot for one quarter.
But you figure you just said them
What would
15
that
plays.
make? That would make 80 for the. He's at 80 for the game.
He'll have that on the first drive, Jay.
You figure you just said it. Them first 15 plays, they fucking slice through defenses. That they're gonna do some type of weird motion, and that offensive line is just gonna open up a gap. He might get it on one run.
What's his prop for the game, T?
Let me see. Pull it up real quick.
64.5, I think.
So why is he 18.5 in the first quarter? That's like 3 quarters right there.
Probably because
just
because they expect he'll get a heavy dose, and if they get behind, he won't be used as offense.
That's basically it. He'll get used more at the beginning of the game when the Niners are still a close game.
Yeah.
But if the Niners start to get blown out, they're going to go away from him. But it should be a close game though, so I don't really see it
I
necessarily.
really think that I'm having a hard time. I think it's a fucking pure flip a coin in the air, man.
I'm not taking a side until the game starts.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. I think that the books are gonna make an incredible amount of money this year. I think the edges are in the props.
You think there's any chance either team blows the other one out?
No.
Yes.
Almost spread on that one. I could see one of these teams just bitch slapping the other one.
I think that they're both really, really good. I think San Fran, we could admit, is the better overall team, but they don't have a player on their team as special as Patrick Mahomes, which I think is the equalizer on the other side of the field. So I don't know. I lean really, really small lean towards San Francisco because they're the better overall team. But not enough to put my money on the line. And you guys know me. I'm not betting a side in this game. And I have to watch some of the game first.
Yeah. I want to see Kansas City win, but my head tells me San Fran's going to win.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I would love to see Kansas City win, and my head tells me San Fran wins the game. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Let me just give you what my 2 blowout situations would be, or scenarios. If Kansas City can't stop the San Francisco running game, they can blow them out. If they can just run down the field like they did last week, they can blow out Kansas City, and just get to a big lead, control the ball, keep Mahomes off the field. If San Francisco doesn't figure out a scheme for their slower corners to keep up with the speed of the Kansas City receivers, Kansas City could blow out San Francisco just by scoring on most of their offensive possessions. Not saying that's going to happen, but those would be like my 2 scenarios where I see blowouts.
Yeah.
You know what? I think where this game is going to be won or lost is San Francisco defensively was the best team to utilize his own defense all year. Patrick Mahomes on the other side of the field was the best quarterback against zone coverage this season. That's where the game is won or lost right there.
Well, that's a spread kind of hinted towards something I wanted to ask you guys about was, do you really see that secondary in San Francisco keeping up with those Chiefs receivers for 60 minutes?
Well, they play zone coverage the majority of the time, and they're excellent at it. So, yeah, I think they could. They could, but you can't account for Patrick Mahomes rolling right and throwing a 45-yard fucking dime, like through a window the size of a fucking cereal box.
Yeah.
That's what, you know what I mean? That's
the other thing, though, is
that
defensive line. If they can get all over him,
that's what I was
similar to how Von Miller and them guys did Cam Newton, he's just not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, but there's a difference between Cam Newton and Patrick Mahomes. Is Cam Newton does not have those receivers. That Cam Newton, it
was just him.
His team was just really good, but yeah, this Chiefs offense is absurd to watch.
The Baldo says you take the better defense with 2 weeks to prep. I think that's the way I lean too.
Yeah,
Andy Reid is one of the best head coaches, though, with a bye week. So, man, it's so close, man. It really is. I can't wait to watch the game. That's all I know. I'm fucking hyped to watch.
All I know is maybe not. I don't want to say all I know, but one thing I have seen when this 49ers off or defense goes up against really good wide receivers and a really good quarterback. We saw, I mean, they won the game, but we still saw what Drew Brees and that Saints offense did to that defense. And that Saints offense is not as good as Kansas City's.
Yeah.
They're good though.
Yeah,
they're real good.
They're not as fast, but that's the thing. The speed's not there.
I'm just saying, I've seen Kansas City this year 16 times.
Well,
I mean, there's just, I don't know who. That offense is just insane. The only team that stopped it was Indianapolis.
The Saints had the best overall player in football offensively until Christian McCaffrey came in in Alvin Kamara, and they had the best wide receiver in football in Michael Thomas. The Saints have a sick offense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is when San Francisco's gone up against really sick offenses, I mean, that defense has given up points. So if people think, oh, well, San Francisco's got a great defense, so they'll just shut down the Kansas City offense. I mean, how many times this year has Kansas City's offense been shut down? Twice?
I don't know, but Zachary Derrick's got the Chiefs winning big. So I'm on the fucking Niners huge.
And to your point about the Saints, though, I think they're a little better built to handle the 49ers because Drew Brees gets the ball out of his hand so fast, it almost mitigates the pass rush. Where Kansas City have to scheme, I think a key for them is they're going to have to use screens because we know that San Francisco's rushers, especially on the outside, like to get upfield. So it's going to be incumbent on Andy Reid to make sure he designs plays that neutralize the pass rush and not just rely on Mahomes' escapability, which is, to be honest, is the X factor. If he gets out and he's making plays, I like Kansas City big. If they can get to him and prevent that, or use some sort of spy, or maybe not rush the same and try to rush up the middle a little more, and just contain on the outside. There's so many fascinating matches just from a coaching perspective in this game. I think it's one of the best matchups in contrast that we've had in the last 5 years.
I love that the four of us are breaking down these props, and Max is like a fucking mad scientist finding out basketball live. I love it. All right, so what do we think about sacks? How many times? Because we always think mobile quarterbacks don't get sacked. Then we look at Deshaun Watson, who gets sacked more than anybody, right? So how many times
lines though?
Do we know how many times that Mahomes has been sacked this year? Because I have the option to bet 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 sacks. You're paying juice. Over 3.5 sacks is like minus 250. And I think over 4.5 is minus 140, somewhere around there. But I want to know how many times Mahomes, because we know Jimmy G's not mobile, not like Mahomes, right? So if Chris Jones and that, well,
you just gave me a good segue into a prop that I was looking at that I wanted to talk about earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
What do you got?
Well, first of all, do you like Patrick Mahomes over 30.5 rushing yards in the game? Yes or no?
I don't know, man. Sometimes he'll rush for 50, and sometimes he'll rush for 2. It's hard to nail him down, man. But, I mean, he's going up against an explosive front seven, the best front seven in the league.
Yes. Yeah, so do you think let me just ask you this. How do you think he gets to 25, 20?
I mean, he can get 25 in one run, right? I mean, so I don't know. I lean that we will see him running the football more than normal because of how good that defensive line is for San Fran. What do you think, Spread?
Yeah, I do. I think that that's going to be one of the things that I would put in there, and that would be design quarterback runs, quarterback draws, things that are going to keep a pass rusher from basically just completely and to answer the earlier question, and this is just regular season data, in 14 games, Mahomes was sacked 17 times.
Okay, so that's once a game, basically once a game.
So let's bring that bring that back around, Jay, to now this. Mahomes, you have the Mahomes passing yards, right? Well, Mahomes' rushing yards is minus 20.5 against Garoppolo.
Minus 20?
Yeah. I was looking at that. I was kind of interested in taking that. I was kind of interested in laying the 20 because I think this is kind of one of those spots where I don't know if he gets over 30, like because his actual yardage is 30. I'm not sure I want to bet that. But if he gets to 25, I think he covers 20.5 against Garoppolo.
I see what you're saying, but I feel like I don't know the answer. And if I don't know the answer, I feel like there's probably better edges out there for us.
Yeah, it's just go look at Garoppolo doesn't run.
Just to speak to your prop, Ant, I would just take the over 30 because it just sucks. There'd be just one chance in a broken play that could ruin that prop for you.
True.
And Mahomes could be sitting at 35. And there's just one play where everything opens up and he gets a quick 17 and then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, but Garoppolo doesn't get that. Like Garoppolo,
I think it'd be better to just choose each player.
I think he's right. Because you never know. Donnie's going to join us at like 9. Come hang out for a little bit, go over some props.
So Jay, with the 49ers' first rush being first play being a rush, who do you think catches their first pass? Probably Kittle or Samuels, right?
Yeah, he's been leaning on Debo for sure.
Debo's
or
plus
Kittle.
350 to catch the first ball, and Kittle's plus 250.
Yeah, I think you're good there. I mean, could he go to Sanders? I guess
Sanders is plus 550 on that one.
Yeah, I think Kittle or Debo. Yeah.
Yeah. You figure keep Debo probably on a slant.
So you're saying take them both.
Take them both, and you'll make money.
That's not a bad look. That's not a bad look at all.
The only way you get killed there is a check down. A check down's what kills that prop.
Right.
Yeah, but he barely goes to
everyone's
Mostert.
covering and he just checks down.
I see Flash like looking to hit the Mostert over hard, right? But there's such a committee of running backs, and it's whatever works. I mean, we saw Tevin Coleman play a big role in that first playoff game, I think.
Yeah,
when
they ran for like 100 yards.
I don't know if he's going to be 100%. I don't know if he's going to be 100%.
How do you know? But, like, you just don't know who's going to have the hot hand, right? Like, that's what scares me.
Hurt.
Right.
Is he hurt? Like, not.
He dislocated his shoulder against the Packers. He just practiced yesterday for the first time, and it was a limited practice. Pretty sure he had on a non-contact jersey.
Because Matt Breida has basically taken a back seat to those two the second half of the year.
Yeah. He just disappeared, it seemed like.
Yeah. D Money says betting against Mahomes is like betting against Jordan. I understand where you're going, but let's settle the fuck down a little bit. I think that he could be the best quarterback to ever play in the league when it's all said and done. But let's give him more than a year and a half.
Yeah.
Devaldo says, let's get to the real talk. Jake Paul or Ensign Gibb. I don't even know what the fuck means. What does that even?
That's a boxing match
tonight
between the two stars. Yeah, on DAZN.
Didn't he just fight somebody?
No, that was his brother.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They're both fighting now.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that we know this or people watching it.
Yeah, how do you guys even know that?
So I have another question.
I follow too many boxing accounts.
Here's some other ones I was looking at. Garoppolo under 18.5 completions at plus money. He's only got over 18 completions 7 times all year, and I'm getting plus money on the under. If San Francisco controls this game, if their running game controls the game and their defense is having their way with Kansas City's offense, which I doubt that'll happen. I doubt their defense is going to have their way with that offense. But if San Francisco does their offensive game plan, Garoppolo's not going to have 25 completions. He's going to have, 17, 16, 15?
That's the number, 25 completions or 25 attempts?
No, 18.5 completions. I'm saying he's not going to go way over 18. He's going to be, 15, 16, 17.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
18.
I agree. I would lean under there.
But
unless
it's plus money.
But where the only time that you get fucked there is if Kansas City gets out early. If they finally get out of the gate fast, right? And they're up 17-3, that fucking prop is dead.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to throw the rest of the game. They're just gonna go away from the run.
Right. They're not built really to play from behind.
And he's not afraid to check down either, so he can run those up. I think that stat is because they've had the lead so many times. There's been no need for it.
I think you're right. Max, what are you laughing at over there, Jerry Rubenstein?
I don't know. I did something funny that I thought was funny, and fuck you. How about that?
Why is it gonna? You asked me to call you Jerry Rubenstein
because that's my fucking alter ego. That's who I am.
And then you tell me to fuck off.
You know what, motherfucker? You take my words a little too seriously, and it's getting old. Okay, learn how to read between the lines when I speak to you, and then you'll be fine.
It's getting old. Yeah, you hear him I'm
getting fucking tired of it.
2 decades. It's getting old.
Yeah.
This kid.
You asked me to speak. I spoke.
Yeah, all right. Now shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Spread, are you watching the Wizards game?
No, I'm watching Cavaliers Raptors.
We'll see. I'm checking to see if we can get a spot on the Wizards here. Hornets are on that second leg going back to back.
On the other one.
Hawks are up 2. 5 minutes left in the first.
I'll switch over to it right now.
Is what I see.
You said Hawks are up 2?
Yeah, that's what it says on FanDuel. 23-21 with 5 minutes left in the first.
Oh, we still got 5 minutes.
These teams are scoring 70 points a half like it's nothing.
Well, a lot of teams only use like 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Yeah, you just go down.
Like that old idea, remember in Hoosiers where you had to pass the ball 4 times before you could shoot? Like, no one ever passes the ball four times of possession anymore. It has to be some real good defense for that to happen. So,
fun prop here, right? Obviously, we know that they have like the Gatorade props and like, will somebody be mentioned? I saw a prop. What do you guys think about? Will they mention Colin Kaepernick during the broadcast? Yes, is plus 240. I know the NFL hates him with the whole blackball thing. That doesn't apply to Fox. Fox doesn't give a fuck. And he is the last quarterback to take the 49ers to the Super Bowl. How did they not say his name one time during that broadcast at plus 240?
Easy. They don't.
You don't think they do?
No.
Well, I know you say Fox doesn't care, but if you watch like those little sports shows, Fox is by far the most in line and the most pro NFL. In fact, if there's actually a theory that the reason they've been given ESPN the worst games for Monday Night Football and skewing it more towards NBC and the Sunday afternoon Fox is because they do provide such pro NFL coverage. So
you don't
I'm not
think
saying
that
that's not a good look still.
You don't think they bring up the last time that the 49ers were in the Super Bowl and that the quarterback was Colin Kaepernick? You say no?
Jay, the reason why
I think it's a good bet because I think it's a coin flip and you're getting plus money. So I would like to bet.
They'll go to Jim Harbaugh instead.
A sure thing, Jay size bet. I wouldn't go like that. I would do a nice small chunky one.
I figured it was a coin flip at like plus 240.
I think it's a coin flip. I think it's a complete coin flip.
What do you think, Ant?
I think
so. Tell us why, Ant.
No, it's not close to a coin flip. They're not saying his name.
Yeah, they're not going to say it.
And why is that?
There's a memo saying don't fucking say Colin Kaepernick. Okay, there's a fucking memo out there telling Joe Buck. It was Joe Buck and Aikman, right? Fox. They're the A team for Fox.
Yeah.
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman have a fucking memo. It's in their little notebook for the game. Says, "Don't you fucking say Colin Kaepernick's name."
Don't even think about it.
I guess that could be true.
They'll go
They
to
are not saying-
when they
are
bring up the
not saying his
49ers
name,
last
Jay.
time in the Super Bowl. They'll be like they were coached by Jim Harbaugh, and they'll just leave it at that.
Jay, I will gladly wear egg on my face if I'm wrong on this, but I think I'm saving you $100. Because I think if you put your unit on that at plus 240, you're just setting a Ben Franklin on fire.
Really?
I'm with
Yeah,
Dan on this one.
I don't. I mean, I'm not going to bet the no, but that's betting the yes is setting money on fire.
Yeah,
in my
no,
opinion.
no is like -3 and change.
Yeah, it's not worth betting the no, but betting the yes is setting money on fire.
Interesting. All right, maybe I won't bet that then.
Here, Jay, I got one I think you'll like.
What you got?
49ers score a rushing touchdown in the first half. You got to lay a little juice. It's -155 on the yes.
49ers score a rushing touchdown in the first half. Yeah, I don't mind that.
Well, what's the juice? I mean, it's plus
-155.
Right? Oh, -155?
Yeah.
I don't know doesn't that seem a little high? Like, what if they run the ball the entire drive and it's a fucking a touchdown to Bourne? We've seen how big Bourne has been in the red zone.
Speaking of Bourne, his anytime touchdown, what did I see it at? Plus 300. I think that could be a look.
Am I the only one who wants unders and anytime touchdown no's?
Kenny says when New Orleans played San Fran in December, they mentioned him. They said the last time San Fran played in the Superdome, Kaepernick was the starting quarterback. That's interesting.
And that was a Fox game too.
Yeah.
That game was on Fox because it's an NFC game.
And we might be wearing egg on our face.
And it might even been the same. It might even been the same commentating crew because I'm thinking that would have got the A.
Oh, 100%.
The A team, right?
100%.
Niners.
Yeah.
So
that makes me think now.
Yeah. So the good thing is I don't think you're going to lose a juice on that. You can probably wait. I mean, I don't think it's like the Garoppolo Mahomes one where the money's going to come in on Mahomes, so should hit that one right now if you do like the Mahomes for either way, the way Jay did it or the way I did it. Real quick on the first half. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say on the first half, look, the one that I had just for the first half is that KC would score last after the 2-minute warning of the first half at plus 135 on 5 dimes. And my idea is their offense is so explosive. And when they switch to that 2-minute drill, that's the ideal offense, especially going against this 49ers team, that I think they'll be able to get at least a field goal.
I agree with everything. I agree with everything you said, except what if they don't have the ball?
Well, the 49ers, if they have the ball, will definitely be trying to move down the field. So I don't know if they're going to try and chunk the clock out. Obviously, that is part of it. I mean, the 49ers could have the ball and they don't do it. But I'm thinking even if they score and they leave 40 seconds on the clock, I'm still pretty good.
Tito brings up a good one. What about a successful 4th down conversion in the game? I think the way that San Francisco runs the football, we could definitely see a successful 4th down conversion. Don't you guys think? I would be more. He says KC -110, San Fran -120. Instead of like betting on what team, I would rather bet will there be a 4th down conversion in the game, period. So you take the teams out of it. And I'm sure that prop exists.
Yeah, but I'm not going to like the juice on that prop because these two teams were had the fewest 4th down conversions in the league.
Is that true? That's a fact.
Yeah. Thought I read that. Oh, you read so many goddamn articles and shit over the course of the week. I'm pretty sure it's read something like that because I was looking over props. They're toward the bottom. They're like toward the bottom of the league in fourth down conversions.
I'll check now. Nick says, I bet you we see more than one. I think I agree with that. I think we'll probably see more than one too.
Well, to me though, it's not about is there going to be one, it's what's the price going to be on it. And if you're laying juice on the individual teams, that means if you combine that prop, it's probably going to be like minus 180, which is not like, or something like that. That's not really something I'm looking to do, is lay that.
In the postseason, San Fran was 0 for 1 on fourth down. Let me see if I could find. And it looks like Kansas City didn't even go. Oh no, this is only the NFC. Where's the AFC? Oh, here we go. Kansas City went 1 for 1. So in the postseason, KC was 1 for 1 on fourth down. San Fran was so they only played 2 games each, right?
Yeah, so that's 1 fourth down conversion completed in 4 games.
Yeah. Yep.
But so if you just go off those numbers, obviously it's a bad bet. But now that we just kind of want to factor in, well, it's the Super Bowl, right? You're going to have desperation. I don't know. To me, that's just a prop I want to stay away from because there's no value in the yes from just a statistical standpoint. So then when you start talking about, okay, well, what about value in the yes from a situational standpoint? I don't know how to make the situational factors. I don't know how to pinpoint a number on those. I mean, no one really does. When you're handicapping situational factors, you're just guessing what the number should be instead of just kind of going off of the actual data. And to me, it's just a prop there's 1,000 props to bet. Might as well look at a different one.
Yeah, that's true. I think we lost the
that Philly first quarter lost.
Philly first quarter loss. So let me
the Hawks came out hot.
Let me write that down.
He scored 37 points in that first quarter.
Shit happens, bro. We're up 100.
Actually 39.
We're up 138 units. We could afford it.
Yeah, you can't win them all. You just got to win more than you lose.
You guys like the 2-point conversion props?
I think we can have something there, but I mean, if it's a close game towards the end, I could see one of them going for it.
Yeah, I mean, that really comes down to do you think the game is going to be close, and will there be situational spots that dictate it? You know, if the teams are trading touchdowns, you won't see it. You know, you got one team that scores a touchdown, another team counters with 2 field goals. Now you're in prime position to see the 2-point conversion. So for that reason, I do think it's tough to predict. It's not just whether or not the team can convert it. It will be, will the team ever be in a position where it makes the most sense? So if you think it's going to be a close game, I think you can go for it. If you are capping this as a blowout, then I would stay away.
Wow, Trae Young had 10
and 10. Yeah, 14 and 10 in that quarter.
Holy shit.
So yeah, the Sixers are missing Josh Richardson, and they're not giving Tybalt the extra minutes they should be giving him, and they're just not able.
Yeah, he can't defend.
You know, Ben Simmons is a great defender, but he's a little it's just he's more of a forward defender, and trying to put him on Trae Young is a bad move.
Talk to me about this Celtics game. What do we think this Celtics Golden State game?
Let me get it turned on. It was a
I
weird
think the
game
number was right. It closed at 13.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it closed at 13.5. Seemed about right for a Warriors team on the road. But
are they
this whole week's been so wacky.
Who, Boston?
Yeah.
The Celtics? No, they're still missing Tatum and Cantor, aren't they?
Tatum's in, but he's on a minute restriction.
Yeah, I see Tatum on the court.
Remarkable game.
Okay, is Cantor out there?
Enes Kanter?
Yeah.
No, I don't see him.
Okay. I'll throw it over to that game right now. I just put on this. I'm at halftime of the Raptors game, so I can switch on my second TV.
We got Western Kentucky up 1 right now, 42-41. How's Hayward look?
Yeah, but Jay, they're at the free throw line, so it's going to be 3.
Okay. We have Hayward over 4.5 assists. That game just started. So
He has 1.
Oh, that's a good start. The game just literally started.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so Jay, if we think San Fran wins the game, how about MVP award to be a QB? The no is plus 167. Do you really think Jimmy G is going to win the MVP if San Fran wins?
Probably not.
You would think it'd be one of the running backs or maybe even one of the guys on defense, right?
That's I don't like that prop at all. Because
I'd say if you're going to go that way, just take Bosa.
I'll kind of break it down on why.
1600.
So you said if the quarterback no is plus 167.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because it's 100% going to be Mahomes if Kansas City wins.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, if Kansas City wins, Mahomes has got it no matter what.
Exactly. So, and like Jay says, this game's 50-50, right? Why can't Jimmy G get it? I mean, people talk about Jimmy G's the quarterback.
And I'm a Jimmy G fan. You know I am.
Jimmy G, I know, that last game, come on. That last game, can we really judge how San Francisco is going to play against Kansas City from that last game?
I don't think it comes down to Jimmy
They
G.
never got out of their fucking dime package.
I don't think
they ran the ball.
I don't think it comes down to Jimmy G's ability. I think it comes down to Kyle Shanahan's play calling. He made a conscious effort in the playoffs to take the ball out of Jimmy G's hand, right?
Yeah.
And if he's throwing it's short passes to make sure he's not throwing interceptions.
Do I think Jimmy G is good enough to win the MVP in the Super Bowl? Yeah, I do. It just comes down to the plays that are going to be called.
I just look at like this, okay? At plus 167, I need higher than plus 167 because if Kansas City wins the game, which, if the way the game's lined, Kansas City's a very slight favorite. So it's basically a coin flip game. It's 51%, 49%.
Yeah.
There's 100% chance that Mahomes gets the MVP if Kansas City wins the game. So you're basically saying there's already 50% of the time it's going to be a quarterback just from one team winning.
Unless Travis Kelce does what he did. Like if one player has 3 touchdowns and 160 receiving yards, they're going to give it to him over Patrick Mahomes.
That is an if that's so far.
That's true.
That's so far out there that, it's less than 5%, man. Let's be honest. Obviously 100% is hyperbole, but it's like 90% going to be Mahomes.
Then you have to have 0.001% chance that there's like a freak interception at the end of the game, like Malcolm Butler's, and he gets it.
Well, it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to get because Tyreek Hill doesn't get 12 receptions a game. Tyreek Hill gets like 5 receptions. One of them's a massive bomb, and he gets a touchdown a game. That's not going to get you an MVP. Travis Kelce literally needs to have the game of his life like he did in the Houston game. He needs to repeat what happened in the Houston game and then some. Mahomes has too many weapons for one receiver to have to put up enough of a show to get any kind of an MVP. And it ain't going to be fucking Williams and running back.
Corey says KC money line has better odds than Mahomes to win the MVP. You'd have to be an idiot to take Mahomes for MVP. That's not true.
I think it's the other way around.
Kansas City is minus 130 on the money line, and Mahomes to win the MVP is plus 110. So that's false. That's not true.
Honestly, from the way I'm talking, it's almost like if you like Kansas City to win, instead of betting them on the money line, bet Mahomes to win the MVP.
I said that on Sunday's show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't know. We say so much shit on the shows, I can't remember.
No, I agree. If this is where the odds stay, and you got to lay 130 to take KC on the money line, and Mahomes you can get at plus 110 to be the MVP. Yeah, Garoppolo is plus 250. We were talking about this. If San Francisco wins the game, right? There's value in George Kittle at 18-1. There's value in Raheem Mostert at plus 850. And there's value in Nick Bosa at 30-1. You know,
30-1? I can see that.
It's much less of an automatic that Jimmy G is the MVP. Could he be? Yeah, definitely.
I got a long shot one for you.
Who?
Eric Armstead, the guy who leads the defense
team
in
in
sacks.
sacks. Yeah, I know.
And he also has more tackles than Nick Bosa.
He's great. Yeah.
If Bosa's getting double teamed all game and that dude gets in the backfield and gets like 2 or 3 sacks and a couple tackles for loss, I mean, at 125-1, you got to sprinkle a couple bucks on there.
Tevin Coleman is 50-1, bro. If he's healthy and that shoulder doesn't affect him, and he does what he did against Minnesota, he could be the MVP.
Yeah, I seen they had a prop for most rushing yards in the game. Tevin Coleman was like 11-1. The only thing that scares me is the dislocated shoulder is one of them injuries. If he just gets hit wrong, he's done.
Yeah, I just want you guys to be wary though. Like, yeah, it sounds good when you go, oh, this guy's 30-1, this guy's 100-1. But just remember, if you're going to bet an MVP, a defensive player to win MVP in the Super Bowl, you're basically lighting your money on fire. I mean, outside of Von Miller, how many times has that happened?
The guy for Seattle did it against Denver.
Malcolm Butler, Larry
Butler.
Brown did it in the 90s.
So out of 54 Super Bowls, it's happened, what, like 5 times maybe?
It's happened way less.
Yeah.
Way less.
And you're
I think 5 is about right.
But that's why it's 50 and
8%.
100. You're taking a flyer.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it's a 10%, less than 10% that's even a defensive player, and now you got to pinpoint which defensive player gets it. Where like when you're looking at the offensive players, I'm just saying you're getting better odds going with an offensive player because, like Tyler just said, the defensive player everyone's going to say you should bet is Bosa, right? But this Armstrong feller's got better numbers. So how are they going to give it to Bosa if Armstrong's got more tackles and a couple extra sacks? You know,
I think George Kittle at 18-1 and Raheem Mostert at plus 850 is really good.
Yeah,
really good.
Kittle at 18-1. I want to agree with you on Kittle, but the problem with Kittle is he doesn't get touchdowns, and you're not going to win MVP with 1 touchdown catch. Unless you're Edelman in a game that only had 1 touchdown, like last year. But I mean,
he could have the yardage. Like he can have 10 receptions and 130 yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he could, but I mean, you're still. If you're going to be a receiver who gets a MVP, you're going to need like 2 touchdown receptions, and Kittle struggles just to get 1. I mean, they're not going to give it to Kittle if he has 8 receptions or 9 receptions and 130 yards and no touchdowns, which he very well could.
I have a prop position of the MVP. Quarterback is minus 250.
Isn't running back like plus 550?
Yeah.
You have a field against the quarterback?
Yeah, well, you could take the quarterback at minus 250 and no field. Then they literally have like running back, wide out, tight end, any defensive player.
Yeah, Tyler has the field against the quarterback at plus 167, which I thought was a bad bet. I
like A.U. Rockins look over 2.5 players to attempt a pass at plus 135. San Fran ran that play twice this year. Dante Pettis threw a pass, and so did Emmanuel Sanders. You got to think they're going to pull out the whole playbook in the Super Bowl.
Yep, we could definitely see somebody throw a pass that's not a quarterback.
Yep.
That's a possibility for sure. I don't know if plus 135 is enough value to take it, but I do think it's a possibility.
Thank you, Jay, for saying that. Because I'm tired of being the party pooper on all these props.
Yeah, I would want more like plus 250 on that.
Yeah, I was going to say that too because I need more than plus 135 for that. I think it's something that definitely could happen, but at plus 135, it's not something I'm going to take. The plus 170 range is when I'd really look into whether I want to grab it or not. But plus 135 is still a pass.
What do we think about the total? I think it's lined perfectly.
I think I think the
I don't
total all
think that-
depends on which team wins this game. If
I think
Kansas City
31
wins, I think it goes over. If San Fran wins, I think we're looking at like a 27-21, 27-24 game.
I was thinking like 31-24.
They're just going to play keep away. They're going to leave him on the sideline.
That puts you exactly on the number 31-24, right? What's the
You know
total?
what I could see this game resembling?
54.5 and 31-24 is 55. So basically, you're not really getting much of an edge.
Remember KC and New England's AFC Championship game, where the first half it was basically play keep away, and then the second
Another
half
game
it
that
just
Kansas
exploded.
City was down 24-0, right? They were down 24.
I can't remember that much.
They were Kansas City and New England. It was 24-0, and Kansas City came back and forced overtime. Eventually, lost in overtime to a Rex Burkhead touchdown. So the former Nebraska running back crushed my sister's dream.
Good. Is your sister going to be on a ledge if they lose this game?
I mean,
Like, somebody's going to have to get D Money's phone number just to make sure he's fucking alive.
Do you want me to invite her over to watch the Super Bowl here so that way you guys can hear her in the background?
No. Absolutely not. No.
Jay, you're the only one here who's actually like talked to her on camera before, aren't you?
Yeah. We got to just let her be and let her do her.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta do.
She told Jay he was a fucking moron who didn't know anything about football because he did not predict the Kansas City Chiefs to win the Super Bowl this year.
She did.
You fucking moron.
She did.
Does she have a burner named Heather Lane?
No, she doesn't fucking even know what Twitter is.
That's some Heather Lane stuff. Heather Lane hasn't come back since we picked against the Packers.
Yeah, Heather Lane was just a Packers fan that was just mad at Jay.
She hates me.
Yeah, she's like, I'm out. And a lot of times people say it. We see him next chat. We haven't seen her since.
If anybody on this show bets what color the Gatorade is, you're not going to be welcome back.
You're not coming back.
Sunday will be your last show on the live.
Well,
hey, so did you hear the story behind that?
No.
So I can't remember who put it out, but someone put out that the 49ers always use purple Gatorade. So it's got steam from 17-1 down to like even money.
Jesus Christ.
they use the purple.
That's how much
Gatorade?
money's coming on purple. Yeah, I guess that's what the Niners like.
Well, prop market. It doesn't take a lot of money to move a prop market, though.
No.
Didn't last year like they didn't show it on TV? Like when they finally panned the camera over, like he was just drenched in Gatorade, nobody knew what color came out.
I don't know. Do we just want to bet the butt cleavage prop? I really want to like dig into J-Lo's butt cleavage.
I mean, it'll be entertaining. It'll be an entertaining halftime if you got the butt cleavage prop.
I need to find a halftime prop bet to break my tie on halftimes because I'm 1-1 betting halftime props. Lifetime.
Megan says that the rumors are they will do purple as a tribute to Kobe. That's like taking the tribute one step too far. Okay. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the purple
You could
Gatorade's
bet on-
gross, though.
You could bet on the
Oh,
Puppy
Bud Bowl was tight prime time.
Yeah, I'm not betting the
Yeah.
fucking puppy.
Team Rough's like -7.5.
Can somebody tell me why Team Rough is minus 300 on the money line? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
How do
I've
you
never
handicap
done it,
them?
never watched.
How
I
do
think I
you
might have had it
handicap
on
the
one
Puppy
here.
Bowl?
I don't
You
know.
can bet on whether or not the puppies will try to mount each other.
All right, are we are we just gonna discuss props, or are we gonna have anything that we want to lock in as an actual bet?
Oh, you can if you right now. If you want to lock something in because you think the line's going to move, you could. We're going to be on 2 hours before the Super Bowl, so we're going to have a ton of time to do this again. But I wanted to get a head start.
Yeah, because I just want everybody to know, like, I'm looking at the Travis Kelce props, and I want to bet his no touchdown, but I think I'm going to get a better number on the no later. I do not see that touchdown prop.
I agree. You'll definitely get a better number later. Yeah.
And here's something like people kind of want to look at, because I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm looking at almost all the unders on these receivers. You start calculating how many receptions, how many completions each quarterback's going to have, and how you start adding up how many fucking receptions all these goddamn receivers have on their props. And you tell me where all these receptions are going to come from if all these dudes get their overs.
I totally agree with you.
I think anybody that just wants to make $2,000 on Sunday, sit back and just enjoy the game. You lay 6,600 on Mahomes more passing yards than Jimmy Garoppolo, and you call it a day. You pick up 2 dimes, you're happy, and you just watch the game.
Jeez.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, so for everybody watching that has $6,600 in the bank to bet,
and that has a chance at losing. It always has that slim chance.
Yeah, I'll ride with that chance.
It's like that time when you said, what you do, though, if you really just want to play it safe, is you lay a dime. You lay 10 dimes to pick up 1,000 on Amanda in this Amanda Nunes fight, guys. And I just immediately had to stop you. I'm like, Jay, you just said in order to play it safe, bet more money on one fight than most of these people bet all year long.
Oh, I'm giving out a play right now. The fight is March 2nd. Weili Zhang minus 140 to beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I locked it in. I got 2,800 on it to pick up 2 G's. And I think that it is a fucking stone cold win. And it's only minus 140. I'm riding it heavy. Like as if it was Cyborg fighting. So I'm actually going to make that official right now. Let me throw it in the chat to make it official. And then I'm gonna, because I already bet it.
All right, I think this is kind of funny from Jexley. I wouldn't be able to watch the game. I would have a nervous breakdown at kickoff.
Moment the ball is kicked off, I can't do this.
All right, let's take a break for like 20 minutes and focus on tonight's card. Donnie's gonna come like around 9. We'll pick it up. We'll pick it up back there. We seeing any live spots right now? Maxwell, how's it going over there in college b-ball? Is he saying anything?
I think his mic might be muted.
It's not a good night.
He muted himself.
It's not a good night so far. Yeah, it sucks. I got Arkansas Little Rock. Thank you to Matt Randall, the team play of the day. That's looking good. High Point came back against Campbell, so that's good. I need points in IPFW in North Dakota, but I'm not really getting them. But I need IPFW also to win. And then I lost my play of the day. NGIT fucked me. UIC fucked me by not making a 3 to tie it at the end of the first half. So I'm a little pissed off right now. And Western Kentucky's being a bunch of fucking mutts. They're fucking swallowing fucking drugs and trying to bring them across the border into Canada, those pieces of shit.
Are they shitting the bed right now?
They're shitting the fucking bed. So is Winthrop.
Oh, that's not good.
So yeah, I'm a fucking disgrace. Just kick me out of the show. Fucking just boot me. You know what button press. Just press
you get down on yourself on a show that if you bet $100 on every bet that we made, you could buy your daughter a new Ford Fusion.
I don't want a daughter, and I don't have a daughter. So yeah, no.
I'm just saying, like for people there, you can get a used Acura for like $14K. I mean, relax, bro. It's not the end of the world that we drop a couple of units.
I mean, do you hate your daughter buying her a fucking Ford Fusion?
Hey, bro. I don't have to think about that. She's only 11, but I will have to think about that one day.
Jay, you know what they say Ford stands for, right?
Fix Repair Daily.
Fixer Repair Daily.
Got it.
Yeah.
They literally had a class action lawsuit because the fucking transmissions and the Ford Focuses were that shit. Like Ford got sued and had to replace all the Ford Focus transmissions that were made from 2012 to 2015. It's a shitbox company. Don't buy anybody. Don't ever buy a Ford.
Yeah, probably the safest whip I could find for her, and I'd throw her in it.
Volvo.
No matter how ugly it is.
Throw her.
If you want the safest whip, Jay, you got to get her a Mercedes Benz.
Why
Very
do you
safe.
Fucking you're a piece of shit.
I think Volvo is the safest.
Volvo's,
I don't even have a Mercedes.
Who built that Mercedes? That's what I want to know. I want to know what country it was fucking manufactured in before I buy it.
Don't Germans manufacture Mercedes?
Yeah, but Germans? Yeah, I don't trust Germans. Sorry. I don't trust Germans.
Are you anti-German?
I'm not anti-German. I just don't trust Germans. That doesn't make me anti-German. I'm just saying I don't trust Germans.
What if I was German and I ate sauerkraut and shit like that every day? Would you be a part of this show?
That's a more stereotypical comment than me saying I don't trust Germans.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what they eat, man.
I've watched
Italian.
Homeland, and Homeland has taught me that you don't trust the Germans.
Hey, Jay, look at Corey H's comment. I think that's the comment of the night.
What's the comment of the night?
I don't know.
What'd he say?
Corey H is on to something. Read the fucking comment, Jay.
I want to read comment.
Now that Barstool got into the gaming industry with Penn National, Dave Portnoy wants to hire some legit gambling guys. This would be a smart move for him. I concur.
Well, then the chat should work its magic and get his attention.
Yeah, seriously. Work your magic, boys.
I would love to be there.
Harass them.
Start at Barstooling.
They would be able to make so many jokes about me. It would be worth it just to hire me for that.
They would have you in Rough and Rowdy fighting fucking Stu Finer.
I ain't fighting anyone.
He's fighting Bagel Boss.
Funny, bro. Oh, man, that was disgusting.
Western Kentucky's only down 2, Max. I mean,
Jay, that's
you got a
pathetic.
-1.5.
That is a fucking sorry excuse for a fucking result.
MT said, yeah, give him 1 second. Let me call him up and offer him a pizza.
Exactly. Oh, pizza. Don't get
Start
me
at, all you got to do is at Barstool, make them aware of the show. Max versus the Bagel Boss. I would pay $1,000 pay-per-view. Watch that.
Oh, I'll fucking fight that.
I would. I'll tell you right now, if we're going to start a purse of prize, if we're going to start I'll put 1,000 into it.
Yeah, you put 1,000. I will fucking skull fuck that motherfucker. I will fucking American History X his face on a fucking curb. I will fucking go crazy. Don't get me started, all right? Don't
Did you just say American History X his face on that curb?
Yeah.
Mac, that was very uncalled for. That was a terrible scene.
That's what he said.
Yeah, and I would do that to Bagel Boss. That guy is my enemy, okay? He has ruined it for short, angry people. I want blood. I want his fucking
overtime tells me I can see where my car was made. Hold on. I got to go find out where my car was made. I'll be right back.
High Point is in the lead as an 11-point dog. What a fucking comeback. Suck my fucking hairy ass. How do you like that fucking ass?
Martin Riggs said Bagel Boss would cripple Max.
Oh my God, Martin Riggs, how would you suck a fucking dick? I didn't even know that your comments were allowed to be written said out loud again. That's Ryan J. You're a cuck. My dog fucks your wife better than you do, and deal with it.
Me?
Fuck him in my fucking.
He said me.
I'm divorced.
Talk about you, idiot. Talk about Martin Riggs.
Oh, I'm breaking up. Like, so I only heard Jay and
yeah,
then,
you got fucking
the
Jersey internet, bro. They're tracking you. But Martin
You're
Riggs
right.
knows that
You're
he's
right.
getting fucking plowed in the keister with a fucking 2x4, and it's fucking not right. Okay, it's just not right. That fucking 2x4 has fucking rights as a piece of wood, and it doesn't want to go into your keister. Okay? So fucking take it out and fucking fuck off.
Corey H says Rough and Rowdy got 2 legit midgets who are like 4 foot fighting on Saturday. Winner versus Max.
I'll fight both of them.
Oh no!
I got
like 2 feet on them.
Oh no!
It was a good fight, actually. It was a good fight. This one shorter guy, he came in and he was just fucking boom, 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 boom. But they got shorter arms than I do, so I'll be able to like get some reach, get some distance, and establish the jab, and then kick someone swiftly right in the nuts.
He said establish the jab like he's fucking Teddy Atlas. You
How
hear
you
him?
going to establish a jab on a midget? You're going to be swinging downwards. You can't even swing straight. Might as well hammer fist him.
He said establish the jab. This fucking kid.
Okay, I'm back.
That was pretty awesome.
And where's it made?
Stuttgart, Germany.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll fucking fight all those guys. Just fucking get me across the border and I'll do it. Okay?
Max is like, just hit the link in my description. Just hit the PayPal link.
The PayPal link, yeah. You guys know what link it is. Fucking cheap motherfuckers. God damn it. You guys fucking
All right,
pay my
NBA
cheap.
games.
You guys are the people that are real cheap.
NBA games that haven't started yet. Clippers, Sacramento, and the Nuggets and the Jazz. What do you guys think? Did the Jazz get back on track, man?
Jazz are fucking tasty, bro. They're like
I think
donuts.
so. With Denver still missing Murray, Gary Harris is out.
Fuck you, Martin Riggs. Fuck you.
Right, Jazz are on it back to back. Denver's had a little rest, so that's my concern there. And then you're getting Nuggets grabbing points at home. That's actually not a bad look for
do you think
teams.
maybe Utah in the first quarter, maybe
Fart in your face, Martin Riggs. I was just fart right in your face.
with them playing yesterday, they come out and their legs are still good. Denver's gonna have to work their way into this game.
He's so good. He's so good.
Dave, my guy, did. Max said, establish the jab. That's the funniest thing I've heard on
That was the best.
the funniest thing I've heard on this show in weeks.
Oh man, it's almost as funny as High Point fucking.
This is why you can't beat this show. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can't. It's the best show ever.
If you're born in like 19,
The Clippers are laying.
problems.
Don't start. The Clippers are hanging 13.5 to Sacramento. Is that too many points?
Yeah, I think it's too many.
If
I'm
I
thinking
aggregate
they're-
one
if
and
you're gonna
one, you
play
know
it.
what it is, bud. Come on. Unless your dick stops working, what's the point of living anymore?
Jay,
You.
what about this prop?
Oh, we're back to props? Okay, I'll shut up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Will a touchdown scorer clearly honor Kobe Bryant during a touchdown celebration in the first quarter? No touchdown equals the any other result option. So touchdown scorer honors Kobe in first quarter, yes, minus 120. Any other result, minus 120.
Definitely a possibility.
But you don't want
Definitely
to
a
take either side?
No. Because I have no idea really, but I would say it's a possibility for sure.
All right. What about this one? Maybe we need to bust out our calculators. All right. Total combined weight in pounds of all the players that score a touchdown. Weights are taken from NFLRosters.com. If a player scores multiple times, then their weight is multiplied. All scores weight 1,425.5 pounds is the over under.
I don't want to have to do fucking algebra when I'm
middle of
betting
the fucking-
props, bro.
It's like that guy went in the end zone. That was 208 pounds. We're at 538 pounds right now.
Come on. Dave would like to let the chat know he has a hot tub time machine for sale, $99,999, and you get a free year of MLB picks on top. So
With the time machine, though, you can probably make it.
That's fucking funny.
Well, Jay, it comes out to if there's 8 touchdowns, the average weight would be 178 pounds at that total.
I don't want to
how many pounds does Tyreek Hill weigh?
Like 120.
So it's basically
soaking wet.
over under 7 touchdowns. It's basically over under 7 touchdowns. That's what that prop is. Because most guys are a little above 200.
I like 200. It's a good number. It's 3 digits. Easy to draw. Gets you a service from a local pipe fitter. Not the best, but a good one. 200. Great number.
Max, college basketball games that have not started yet. Arizona,
I'm gonna fucking
Washington,
just go jump off
any
the
look?
bridge. So fuck everything in the world.
All right, Oregon, California.
I'm on the under. It's gonna lose.
California
So
under.
it's a loser. It's a piece
Utah,
of shit.
USC.
Fuck USC. I go Utah. With Timmy Allen.
I'm
Those
actually wearing a
Mormon
Utah shirt,
brothers.
so that could be a sign.
They love vodka in glass bottles.
Do the Zags cover 18 on the road tonight against Santa
Yeah, you
Clara?
could have got them at fucking 15 or 16, so you missed the best of the number, but I still think they win the game by 20.
I think
They're very
put off that side.
Jay,
So
do
that's
you
a
want to
lot.
bet something in the Gonzaga game, you fucking son of a beep? You do fucking race to 40 and race to 45 for Gonzaga right now, pre-game.
Let me see.
If they don't come out
what we
strong in
got.
the first half, well, then they're pieces of shit and they deserve to be fucking thrown in the sea and fucking watched while they swim in cold water.
The price must be enormous, right?
It's probably a plus price.
Really?
I haven't looked it up
Let me see.
because I'm lazy and I'm busy freaking about my losses in this Western Kentucky game. And not because they've come back and they don't like to drink fucking cow's milk. Fuck you, IPFW, you mutt son of a bastard. Score some fucking points or I'm gonna fucking have vodka for drinks.
They don't even offer it.
Oh, then it's gonna be a lie bet that you make as soon as the game goes on the board.
Yeah, they're minus 650 halftime, full time.
Yeah, what is that supposed to mean?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, cool.
Race to 20 they have, Max. And they're minus 550. Race
Yeah,
to
you can't
20.
take the race to 20. Come on, you know better than that.
Yeah, no, it's all that we're gonna have to wait until they're
Once
live.
it goes live, that's what I'm blasting. Hopefully you'll actually win so I'm not just a pathetic fucking jamope on this show. Giving out fucking losers left, right, and center. I may have to fucking take a walk. Getting a little fucking upset.
Jay, I got a live play. I'm taking.
What do you got?
I'm taking the Warriors plus 17.5 at minus 109. You figure Tatum's on a minute restriction. They're going to slow this game down towards the end. They know they're going to win. I mean, why go out there and give it your all when you're playing one of the worst teams in the league?
Warriors plus 17.5 minus 109. So you're basically saying that the game doesn't get any more out of hand.
Yeah. I mean, they might get up 20, but I don't think they win by 20. They're just going to take their foot off the gas towards the end. They'll probably win by like 12 to 15.
Sometimes I think
Max,
ESPN Plus plays more women's basketball than men's basketball. It makes me very.
there are some other games that I missed. Belmont, Tennessee Tech.
Pass.
Did you bet anything there?
Pass.
Cal State, Bakersfield, New Mexico State.
Cal State Bakersfield on the spread and the under first half.
Idaho State, North Colorado.
Pass.
Middle Tennessee State, UTEP.
Pass.
South Dakota, Denver.
South Dakota. And the over.
-6.5 and over 153. Are those numbers that you got?
No, I got point and a half better, 151.5, and I got South Dakota at -6.
All right. Weber State, Southern Utah.
Pass.
Utah, USC.
I already
Utah,
said
you said.
Utah.
Yeah. Cal Irvine, UC Davis.
I'm on Cal Irvine, but I'm nervous because that number I thought would have moved up to by 6 or 6.5 by now, and it has stayed at 4.5 since its original move down to 4.5. So I'm a little hesitant, but from a number perspective and from a personnel perspective, they should be able to win this game quite handily.
Cal State, Fullerton, Cal Poly.
I'm on Fullerton -2. I like the over, but I didn't bet it. Fullerton's definitely scoring the basketball with a little more efficiency, a little more pace, but not enough to give out.
How big was the edge? Because that 2 is now 3.5.
I had them at 4.5 points.
All right. Long Beach State, Cal River.
And with Cal Poly, they can be a little surprising at home. So it's not one of my more confident plays, but I was arbing, and that's what came up as a value play. So I bet it.
Long Beach State, Cal Riverside.
Yeah, I'm on Long Beach State, but I got a better number.
Loyola Marymount Pacific.
I like Pacific at home. I like Pacific to be able to limit Marymount and their team total under full game.
What line did you get on Pacific?
6.
Yeah, that's what it is right now.
So that
Portland
worries me a little bit.
Yeah. It worries you that the line hasn't moved?
Yeah, you would have thought that Pacific would have been closer to 8 or 9 point favorite at home versus Marymount.
Portland, St. Mary's.
No play.
San Fran, San Diego.
No play.
Montana, Portland State.
I lean towards Montana, but didn't pull the trigger on it. Too big of a coin flip game.
Yeah, that's only a 1-point spread.
I think Montana, if you were to fucking give me a free bet, I would say Montana, but I'm not betting it.
So we'll be looking for a live spot in the Gonzaga game because the line's 2.5 points worse than what you could have got earlier today. And like Max said, race to 45, race to 40, which I like a lot. I will definitely bet that if we see that. Cal State, Cal Santa Barbara, Cal State Northridge.
Everybody and their mother is on Cal Santa Barbara because they see the revenge angle. They think that Darius Brown and Terrell Gomez aren't going to combine for 7 3-point makes again on their home floor. I'm a little hesitant to lay it. If you're going to if I'm in a bad position before this game starts, I will be on Cal State Northridge. The bottom line is they can't stop Lamine Dion, and he's a 25 and 15 rebound guy. So what you gonna do when a guy like that keeps on fucking getting buckets and keeps on fucking keeping that lead where it is? So we'll see what happens, but I'm going against everybody and their mother on that spot. That's for sure.
There's 3 more. Colorado, UCLA.
UCLA is a dirty money line dog.
Plus 170.
Yeah, I think that they surprise Colorado and win.
Oregon State, Stanford.
No play at all on either. I'd be leaning towards the over, but that's a small lean, not even enough to put fucking $50 bet on.
And then Arizona, Washington, which I had asked you about earlier today. You really didn't like much in it. I just thought with 3 points at home, too many points.
Jay, Arizona, Washington's Pac-12, and we all know that Max would rather get a cum shot in the eye than bet a Pac-12 game.
I actually said that. Well, not those words. words, but I said that to
Yeah, no one uses those exact words. No one would use those exact words. What was that?
I know you're not a fan of the Pac-12, but I figured I would ask. There are people in the chat asking too about Washington, Arizona.
It's an ugly game. It's an ugly game. On paper, Arizona should win the game, but they haven't traveled well. That's blatant and hard to ignore. And Washington just doesn't have the point guard play. I trust a team without a point guard.
Do you think we could look at maybe an under here?
You could, but the number really doesn't help you out there. You've already missed it by 3 points. It went down from 136 to 133.
All right, so
yeah, it's an ugly game for me, boys. It's just an ugly game.
There are 140 people watching and 42 likes. Come on, guys.
Guys, smash if you don't like me, smash it just for reverse psychology purposes.
Yeah. Hit the like button. Get us to 100 likes. And use that.
If you get to 100 likes in the next 15 minutes, I will go off camera for half an hour and spare you having to look and hear me speak. That's a fair fucking compromise. It's a fair compromise.
And go over to sbrvideo.com/live line. It helps us out. We our contract is to the Super Bowl, and then we could very well be gone. So you got to let SBR know, so they bring back this show. All you got to do, go to the website, click on the sports books, and then SBR knows exactly what you guys are doing. So do that for us.
Hey, Tyler, I see you talking about the look-ahead spot in the chat. Not only did they play – oh, Tyler left. Well, anyways, not only does Philly play Boston next, and they play Miami and Milwaukee. So definite look-ahead spot with 3 of their top rivals coming up.
Kat says, I come for Jay and I stay for Max. There you go.
Yeah.
As long as you're coming and staying, that's all we care about.
I knew Ant was going to love that. I was waiting for you to jump in.
Western Kentucky fucking. There's a loser on the board. You should just fucking punch me in the fucking face.
I knew you were going to love that, Ant.
Oh, my God.
What bullshit.
No offense, Jay, but I don't come for you.
Hey.
I appreciate that.
Wow.
I sincerely appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, hey, Ant, what would be more impressive if Max was only betting college basketball for 3 weeks and we let him on the show, or if someone could cap college basketball for only 3 weeks and know the starter of every player on 350 teams? I almost think it would be more impressive if he really did start 3 weeks ago.
28 more likes, boys.
That's hilarious.
28 more likes and we get that 100 that we need. Who are the SBR people that are betting on the Super Bowl? Well, I know that Donnie's going to be on Live Line with us for the Super Bowl. Flash is going to be on Live Line. Possibly Jimmy, I don't know yet. And I'm not sure of the rest of the people. I'll know soon, though. SBR kind of took control of this show for the first time. So we'll see. Donnie right side. Donnie, get in here, bro. Let's go.
3 weeks. I'm still laughing about that, Ant.
I was.
How long do you have basketball for? 3 weeks. He's only been betting basketball for 3 weeks, and he knows the name of every starter of 350 teams.
Who the fuck's trying to say that they know that?
What?
No, someone asked how long you'd been betting college basketball for, and Ant responded 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
And the guy was like, "Are you serious?"
Oh yeah, no, I've been betting college basketball for 15 years. So, I may have been betting. I may have been betting college basketball in Maplehurst Correctional Institution for peanut butter and extra milk days.
Jesus.
So, who knows? Who knows?
Do you remember?
That could have been where I first took my first bet.
Do you remember your first bet that you ever made on sports?
Yeah, I do.
Was it like 15 years ago, or were you like a kid?
Yeah, I was a kid. And it was on the San Francisco 49ers against the Dallas Cowboys.
Well,
Jay, there's a guy that live streams the Aussie Open at 1 a.m. like you guys, but no betting, just tennis talk. 500 live viewers a night. Jesus. Well, that makes me feel like a piece of shit. Thank you, Viral Video.
Are you talking about me, Viral?
You get 500 views watching the Aussie Open?
Our last one only did like 1,000, but I think we had 3,000 the night before that.
Oh, wow.
3,000 views total or live?
Total. Never on live. The most we've ever had is 100.
Oh, okay.
And that was when Whale was on, because we had Whale Capper on, and we had 100 when he was on.
Spread, do you think the 76ers come back in this game?
So here's my spot on that. I'm going to keep watching. Atlanta has been a terrible fourth quarter team this year. So I kind of want to wait and just see how this third quarter plays out. And if Atlanta has like a slight lead, I'm going to be all over the Sixers. If out of range, I'll probably be looking more at the point spread than the money line. So definitely going to watch the third quarter. But if it keeps playing out like it is, probably hit Philly money line. But regardless, probably look at Philly right around the end of the third. It's just whether or not we want to take the points or the money line. So definitely got my eyes on that game, and I think that we could have a good spot here. That's the only one I really like. I mean,
go ahead, buddy. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't like Hornets Wizards at all. I don't know if you do. Raptors and Cavs is right about where it closed at, so I don't really see there. And this Warriors Boston game is just terrible. I don't really feel like getting involved in it. Besides our Hayward assist prop.
With Golden State.
On Boston, on Golden State?
Yeah.
That's not a bad look.
And then I missed my spot with the Warriors. I was looking to get them plus money, and they took the lead.
So,
Philly's down 7.
You mean
right
with
now.
who?
With the Wizards. I was looking to get them plus money.
Oh, Wizards.
They kept it right around like plus 105, and then when they finally got late into the game, they took the lead. I should have just took the 105. I wanted something better. I was being greedy.
Somebody asked who is Flash and Whale Capper on in the Super Bowl. Flash is on the Niners and Whale is on Kansas City.
Jay,
Donnie's on the Niners. Eileen the Niners. What's up, man?
I was wondering, because I'm looking at some of these defensive player props. What about some of the no props on no sack for some of these guys? D4 no sack is minus 170. Armstead no sack minus 175. Bosa is actually a kind of a nice number, 105 minus 105. He doesn't get a sack.
You gotta think he's double teamed, right?
Well, yeah, and you got to figure that he only got sacked once a game for the year. Now he hasn't gone up against front seven as good as this. So let's say he gets sacked twice instead of once, right? Where do those 2 sacks come from? That's basically what you're betting on.
Yeah. And what if they both come from the same guy? I mean, if you bet the no on the entire defensive line, you go 3-1, you turn a profit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
I just kind of, I just feel like when we're looking at these player props,
What a shot!
unders and nos seems to be where the value's at.
Let's go, you.
No, I mean almost everybody bets overs. You know that.
Yeah, I just feel like betting. I just feel like being the most boring boo-boo in the fucking world and betting a bunch of nos and unders and rooting for a 17-14 game.
Well, that 17 to 14 games not going to happen. But
No.
those unders could very well happen.
No,
I think
but
that's right with a lot of the unders. I think the only receiver I'd feel comfortable taking an over with on like his yards would be like Sammy Watkins. Because you figure Hill and Kelsey will be your focal points. Maybe he can get over 50.5 yards. If he catches a bomb, you should be golden.
Corey says half.
And Hardman's so low, I want to take his under.
Yeah, Hardman's at like 20.5.
Yeah, you could just take every. You could just take every receiver prop under, and on both sides, and you're probably going to hit 6 out of 10 of them.
Corey asked, does half a sack count as yes? I know with the props that I get, it's over or under a half a sack. So a half a sack is a push, basically.
Yo,
So,
Donnie,
Donnie
there we go.
What's up, brother?
What's good, brothers? What's good, peoples? Huh? How we doing here tonight?
What's up, Donnie?
It's too early
What's
to
up,
tell,
Donnie?
Donnie. I got a lot of games still going.
Oh, so we can't talk? We got to keep quiet for a while?
No, absolutely not. If you talk, I don't have to say my belligerent fucking nonsense, and it helps.
Yeah, we're
You
gonna
on
have some
any-
fun. Yeah, I
you on
got
anything
the
tonight?
flame. I got the flamethrower out tonight, and I deserve it from my Fordham team total last night. It's one of those, Max. I know you have this problem because in college basketball, some of the worst beats ever take place. And I have to walk my dog multiple times per night because I can't watch the games live. I need to update it. So I'm walking on the golf course behind my house in the pitch black with my dog. And I'm like, please just give me overtime. It's 53-53. Please just give me overtime. I get the update. It's in overtime. I walk back. I'm like, I'm ready to have a cigar, relax, and just sit down. I come home, sit on the couch. I talk to my wife, and I get the next update. Under 2 minutes left. They still haven't scored in overtime. And then I get belligerent, and I head down to the basement, and all anger ensues because they didn't even score in overtime till under a minute to go, and it was a 2, and I lost it by a half. Bastards! That's what I said.
Well, I can share in your misery on that game because I was on the under and I lost on that because of that game going to overtime. And Jay, he can also share our misery because I tried to get him on the Bonnies to do a bunch of parlays with and use them as the anchor.
Yeah.
And of course, he didn't do that.
Oh, my God.
I did.
Do you like to play golf, Donnie? Because I noticed that humble brag in there.
No, good story. I quit baseball my sophomore year to play golf. I mean, this is back in the 90s when it wasn't even cool. Like, golf wasn't even cool. There wasn't Tiger Woods yet. So, like, damn, you're giving up baseball? You're a football player. You play basketball. Now you're going to play golf. It makes no sense. I played golf damn near every single day up until August of 2007. I got, involved in some businesses. I couldn't do it anymore, and I haven't played golf since 2007, and I live on a golf course.
How good were you, Donnie?
I was a good player. I was a pretty good player. I was maybe about a handicap, maybe about a 4 or 5 by the time it got down. Because, I mean, when you're in the finance business, I mean, you're playing golf like 3 times a week out with other people. It's a great way to do it. Yeah.
That's legit, a 4 handicap.
Yeah, and I got a late start in life, too, with that. Like, I didn't start playing golf till I was like 15, so I wasn't one of those, bonus babies that were knocking it around at like 5 years old with their pop and stuff like that.
Do you have anything going currently right now tonight?
I do. I did really well in my team totals, and I very rarely step out of bounds and go like 5 or 6 plays, which I was so angry last night. I'm like, you know what? I got plays. Let's fire away. The one I'm currently on right now, which I think might already be over, Eastern Kentucky, over 82.5. They damn near had like 60 in the first half when I was getting my last update. I think that's pretty much done at this point.
Nice.
And I have Murray State over 77, which is still in play team totals. I got to tell you, man, about maybe like a year and a half ago, I really found so much value in team totals, whether they're over or unders. I mean, it's just, you only have to worry about one part of the game. And it's just same thing in football. And baseball is unbelievable for team totals.
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony bets a lot of team totals in baseball, and I bet a lot of team totals in football.
I mean, they're the best way to – first 5 team totals are –
oh, my God, awesome. Yes. Because, it's funny you say that because I try to tell people, they say, well, why don't you do this? And because you're waiting on a book, like it's the only sport that you could probably say with baseball with all the changing parts, you know who the batter is going to be over the first 5 innings. You know who the pitcher is going to be over the first 5 innings. Nobody's throwing gas at lefty on lefty in the 8th inning at 98 miles an hour. Like, you know what you're going to get out of it. So, our first 5s are awesome, man. That's a great point.
All right, so I know we did the video for SBR that hasn't come out yet, but I know that
it's going to be out Sunday morning.
I don't know when it's going to be out, but it's not out yet. But we were on the Niners, right? I lean the Niners. You like the Niners?
Yeah, I still do. I mean, I still do. But I got to tell you, it's hard listening in because a lot of people. It's the only game we talk about for 2 weeks. And sometimes you do got to think about saying, I'm really taking Patrick Mahomes to lose this game. Like, you're not getting 7.5. You're not getting 10 where you can sneak. Like, you have to beat a healthy Patrick Mahomes in this football game. And sometimes it's a little bit scary.
Well,
it's
with that being
scary.
Said,
it really is. Yeah.
With that being said, Jay and I were talking about it. If you want to take the the Chiefs on the money line. Just take Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP, and that's basically the same bet because there's a 95% probability he gets the MVP if the Chiefs win the game.
It's a great point you bring up because it doesn't even like you can have a guy on defense get like 4 sacks, and outside of like a Von Miller where your quarterback doesn't throw any passes, it like automatically goes to the quarterback on the winning side. So it's a great point.
Jay, give
What do you
Donnie
feel
a
about
freaking put it on the board.
Why?
That Eastern Kentucky team total hit with over 7 minutes left.
That was, I mean, that's those. I deserved that, Max, from last night. I deserved. And I was the only one that had the balls to take a LaSalle team total against St. Louis last night that crept over. Beautiful.
Put it on the board.
How's right? Do we got an update on Arkansas Little Rock tonight, though? We always
Yeah,
go
they're
down to
putting
Little Rock
work in, but it's a
Yeah.
little more even so far through the first 7 minutes of the half. But they still have a 20-point lead, so it's comfortable at this point.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that too? Because I debated should I just go -3, and I said, you know what, they're a better team overall. They're at home. I think they'll be able to pull it. Which again, I'm not going to get mad at it. I got a 20-point lead, so I should end up winning that game. But it's one of those where you know the other team does play with a little bit more pace and tempo, so you get an extra couple possessions, but they should be able to hang on. I mean, damn, what are they, 20? They were 22 of 25 from the free throw line in the first half. It's unbelievable, man.
That's crazy.
Okay, Kyle Pucklow in the chat wanted to know about the Mahomes under 38.5 pass attempts. Weren't you saying earlier you thought the under was a look there on Mahomes passing attempts?
Well, yeah, I looked at the line I see is 36.5, and you would think that's an over, but he's only gone over 36 pass attempts 2 out of the last 11 games. So I lean under because he's only twice. So I don't know, Donnie. What do you think about the total? My thought was if you got the opener at 51.5 and you took the over, you're in good shape. Now that it's at 54.5, 55, it's a stay away for me. I think that's about right. I think that's the right line.
Yeah, I think you're right about that because I gave my prediction like the 31-26 type. I could see either team winning by that margin. And as much as we like to malign, even though like the Kansas City defense, they've played really well over the past, month and a half of the season. We know what the 49ers bring to the table. So would it be it'll be surprising if the game ends up like 24-17. But I would be more surprised if the game ended up like 41-38 in that range. I think we're going to get a pretty even game between offense and defense that comes right around that. That 38.5 is a tough one because you say he doesn't go over that all that much. Because the one problem that you might have is San Francisco, yes, they're a really good defense. But if San Francisco gets a lead, I mean, we know they can run. So that might limit his exposure on offense to actually throw the football. So that's a tough one, 38.5. I think that's dialed in pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they also don't have
I agree.
Also, the thing too is like you go, well, why hasn't he gone over that very often? Even though they have a huge passing offense, it's because they get huge chunks.
Yes,
I mean it's hard to have 40 pass attempts. I mean when you're getting 15 yards of drop back, you know.
It was like the early 2000 like Raiders with Rich Gannon. Like he would have like 45 completions, but they would be that West Coast offense 4-yard out. And you're right. That ain't Kansas City, man. They're launching. So
yeah, like Tyreek. I mean, he's throwing 50-yard bombs to Hill, or at least attempting to.
Yeah. I can't wait for this.
Now I know we both lean San Fran, but here's my worry, man. I think that their path to victory is they have to get up early and then run the ball, control the clock. Because if we, Kansas City, get out to like a 17-3 lead and that vaunted defense is not getting the job done, do you really trust this San Francisco offense to play from behind 17 points in this game? Don't you think Kansas City has that? We've seen them come back from 24-0 last year in the AFC Championship game, this year in the divisional round. They came back in the game against Tennessee. It just seems like they have easier paths to victory. They could play it. You think San Francisco has got to get out of the gate early?
No, it has to be a marginal game, and I think you bring up a really good point. Like 17 is going to be a lot because they're built on play action pass, run the football, And Kansas City's defense, what is their strength? You know,
Right.
Frank Clark's going to be coming. Jones going to be coming. That's the same way the Andy Reid defenses in Philadelphia were. They were built to play from the lead. So in the fourth quarter, you get good cornerback play, but you get massive pass rush from the front four.
Yep.
So if this game is going to stay within 7 points, the entire playbook does open up. Look, I think San Francisco is going to score in this game. I just think Kyle Shanahan's going to dial up something really good, but it still creeps in your head because we've seen Jimmy G play so well during the season, but then those plays creep in where it's like, hey, against Minnesota, you just throw this ball out of nowhere that Kendricks picks off. You're like, good Lord, what are you doing? And then they're so much better than Green Bay. They say, hey, Jimmy, you know what? Just hang out in this football game. You don't even have to really play, and we're going to smoke this team. You can't do that in the Super Bowl against Kansas City.
Now, Mike brings up a good idea, good point. Does nobody remember the New Orleans shootout?
Sure.
Yeah, see, I lean more towards Jimmy G is capable. Kyle Shanahan just decided to take the ball out of his hand and run the football because it was working. But I do think, obviously, Debo has proved himself to be a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Sanders can still get it done on the outside. So I definitely think that Jimmy G is capable of playing from behind. It just comes down to what kind of game is Kyle Shanahan going to call, right?
But see, I think, and I love that because the stubbornness that we've always got mad at back when Andy Reid was in Philadelphia, he would tell you, we don't need wide receivers. Then he gets T.O. and they go right to the Super Bowl, but then he says it's the whole system. He would throw like McNabb was the most accurate guy, and we'd have games where we'd play in Cincinnati in a 25-mile-an-hour wind, and McNabb would throw the ball 50 times against the league's worst rush defense. But now you flip it over and look at the San Francisco 49ers. Doesn't that tell you how good a coach Kyle Shanahan is, where he goes, you know what, if I have to dial it up, like when we're getting pounded on in the early part of the game versus New Orleans, I'm going to throw the kitchen sink. But when I know my team that we can step out here and dominate, I don't need to show off on offense. I'll let my defense show off. That's an awesome ability for a coach to have.
At least you know, if you're holding a San Fran ticket on Sunday, you have the better team. You might not have the best player on the field, but you have the better football team.
You do.
What Ant said earlier is sticking in my head, how the Colts, what they did to beat Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the Colts have a solid defense and they have a nice run game. San Fran is that on steroids. The more I look at it, I'm thinking they're just going to stuff them. They're just going to run the ball down their throat.
I mean, their D is legit because even when you take a look at the Super Bowls and the times where I've had the most fun betting Super Bowls was what? When Denver took on Carolina with that filthy defense.
Yeah.
And then the other one was when Seattle took on Denver in New York City when Peyton Manning had the dead arm and they beat the hell out of him. It's great. When your defense is awesome, we've seen it play out in the Super Bowl where they get after it, man. So I like it.
Kansas City's receivers, they're downfield receivers. They have to get – it takes 4 to 5 seconds for them to get down the field sometimes to get to their openings. That defensive line should be in there by then. I can't see that offensive line stopping all them guys from getting in there that long.
No, and you're right, because when you take a look, what San Francisco do best? They can roll 4 defensive linemen out there and go, this is as good as a 7-man blitz right here, just these 4 guys. It's awesome. It's a great thing to have, and I think it'll play out fairly well for San Francisco. Do I think nobody shuts down Kansas City? That's what, their defense is, but nobody, they're going to be in the 20s. Regardless of what happens in this game, Kansas City will be in the 20s. I just think Shanahan and that offense can do some special things.
Unless somebody blasts Mahomes in like the first quarter.
Exactly.
And the rest of the game.
My question for you guys, though, is, who has the best – what's the best squad on the field? Is the best squad on the field going to be the Chiefs' offense, or is it the Niners' defense? I've watched the Chiefs like 18 times this year, and only once out of 18 times did I see their offense get shut down. It was that Colts game. Mm-hmm. One time in 18 fucking games did they look bad on offense.
Was that Mahomes' first game back, Ant?
No, it was Tennessee. Tennessee was the first game back, and he looked damn good,
first game back.
Okay.
I mean, they lost. So, and I know, like, everyone goes, "Oh, the Chiefs' defense sucks. The Chiefs' defense sucks." I mean, Jay's pointed that out many times throughout the season. The Chiefs' defense sucking is not an accurate statement. It sucked last year, but their defense has been
it stunk the first half of the year, but that last 6 to 7 weeks, they're a pretty good defense.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was running all over everybody, and then all of a sudden that terrible Chiefs run defense shut that motherfucker down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really see the 49ers winning this game as the way you guys say. I know you guys are like, well, we like the 49ers. I'm like, I kind of like the Chiefs here. I'm not like slamming the Chiefs. I don't think it's like some massive 2-unit bet or whatever, but I bet the Chiefs -1.5. And if I'm wrong, -1.5 is a very easy number to arbitrage off of. So, like, in game, if it looks like the Chiefs are going to go down in flames, I'll buy off that pretty quickly. But I think the Chiefs should win the game here. I don't see the 49ers secondary keeping that receiving core down.
No,
Corey
good point.
Corey H says defense wins championships is the old NFL. These rules favor offenses now so much. What do you think about that, Donnie?
Well, I mean, they do, but you're going to have both teams have offenses. I mean, the one thing that gets overlooked is really how powerful and potent San Francisco is, because even when you look at Kansas City, yes, they've lit it up and they've looked really good. A lot of these games, let's not forget, you had 2 games for the San Francisco 49ers this year that were in, go into your shower, turn the shower off. That's the way they played the best team in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens, in a downpour. And also I don't know why they came to the East Coast, why they came to the Washington Redskins. You couldn't move the football 3 feet in that storm.
Yeah.
And they still put up huge numbers despite 2 games where you couldn't even throw the football 5 feet.
So if you had to boil the game down to one key factor, right? Yeah. For me, it would be San Fran has been the best team all year playing zone defense against Patrick Mahomes, who's been the best quarterback in the league against zone coverage, right? Yeah. Whoever wins that battle wins the game would be my one key to the game. What's your one key to the game if you had to boil it down?
If I had to boil it down, like one spot in this football game, it would just be the pass rush of the 49ers, because both of these teams, it's not like we're going against some slapstick offense. Like Kansas City has legitimate tackles that'll be able to not, stop the defensive ends coming off the edge D4 to whether it be Bosa, but they can stalemate them. That's the key advantage. If they can get pressure, and also, Jay, how many times you see it in the NFL? Everybody's geeked up. The pass rush is hitting home in the first and second quarter, but all of a sudden they've rushed 40 times and they're slowing down in the fourth quarter like you see so many times. That's my only worry in this game, because Mahomes is going to make plays regardless of what happens. It's just the front 4, if they can just get a constant pressure, not even saying, well, they need 5 sacks. Just move them out of the pocket. That's it, because when you only have the 4 guys rushing, you run him out of the pocket. That's where he makes so many big plays. But how many times in Kansas City was it a 6 or 7 man pass rush that got him out of the pocket and everybody's one-on-one coverage? That's not going to be the case in this game.
Right. Yeah. San Fran's going to drop back 7.
Every time. They're never blitzing this guy. Nope.
Right. Yeah.
Wait. So if San Francisco is going to be doing dropbacks and they're not going to be blitzing, Williams reception props?
But love it.
Damien.
Love it. I tell you, I didn't even bet any running back props except for Williams props in this game. And I don't even have them to win the game, but that's such a good point you bring up. Those dump offs, those Andy Reid screen passes. He's going to be so formidable in this game, man. It's a good point on that. I love Williams props.
You're getting most people, you're looking at over under at 3.5.
Yes.
But some books are dropping 4.5 with plus money.
I could say it because I don't think Shady's going to be I think Shady's going to be active in this game, but I don't think he's going to get very much run if he does at all. This is a complete Williams game out of the backfield. And again, your point is very valid.
Talk to me about the props that you're on right now. Are you on Damian Williams receptions or receiving yards?
Yeah, I have a combination of both, which Jimmy has the over 29, which I do like. Let me just get my prop bet list here. But the 2 I like the most were the 3.5 minus 110.
Hey, Jay, real quick, while he does that, let's hit Philadelphia right now.
Sixers, what do we got?
Everyone be able to get the price.
I got to get this.
I'm seeing plus 325. I think that's worth it. You just have to win that 33% of the time. Plus 325, Philadelphia Sixers. That's the time to grab it. So sorry about that, Donnie. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, actually, Williams props. Get 3.5 at minus 110. But I like my favorite bet for a running back in this game is Williams' longest catch over 12.5 yards, because he's going to hit 1 or 2 screens for 15 or 20 yards. That is a guarantee in this game.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
I like it.
God, Little Rock is just fucking up.
Stop it. I don't even want to hear it anymore. Then.
Oh, my goodness gracious. It's like, come on, bro. If you can't operate that fast on offense, then slow it down, make the pass chest to chest. Like,
So
Did
Donnie,
you just say, "Oh my goodness gracious"?
yeah, Jay, I say whatever the fuck I want on this show. What are you going to do about it? Drink some Jersey water. Shut up.
I'm looking at
There we go. We
FanDuel.
got a
Donnie's
bucket.
got
We got a bucket.
over 13 and a half yards now at minus 126 is his longest reception prop. I think it probably moved up.
Yeah, he's getting it. He's going to have a 15-yard catch in this game. No, there's not a doubt in my mind he's going to get one.
So you didn't hit the receiving yards or receptions. That's the only look you took on Damian
No, I got
Williams?
receptions over 3.5, and I have the 12. Which again, it should. I don't know why I didn't take it, but I don't want to say one of those. If I could have had a cheaper number, I don't know why I didn't. I just focused on those two. But yes, if 3.5 means he catches one, and I think he gets a 15 or 20-yard catch, then he's probably going to get the 29 yards or whatever his total is as well. So I'm full go on him. I like all his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense, man, because you're right. The dump off underneath is going to be wide open if you're only rushing 4 and dropping 7.
Yep, Andy Reid is the best screen pass combination in the league. They're going to dial up some good stuff.
Williams receiving yards is right around 29.5 is what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
If you're getting 3.5 at minus 110 for his receptions, would you endorse 4.5 at plus 155?
I mean, I would probably. That's an interesting one.
I mean, obviously,
but he should get 5. Like he's going to be a key part of this game because just doing simple like NFL or football concepts. Boy, their pass rush is really good. Hey, make sure we have a hot read out here. That's the running back. You know what I mean? So it should be.
Somebody I thought was undervalued, Donnie, McCole Hardman. I think his reception prop is 1.5, bro. You don't think he catches 2? He can't catch 2 balls.
No, it's when you have the underlying factor guys like that. I love those because they're the sneaky ones. The first play of the game, he catches a 7-yard out. You're like, dude, I like free rolling the entire game on one more catch.
Right, right. What else you got? What else you like?
A couple other things which were interesting. I got in early on the 2-point attempt in the game. Yes, not to actually make the 2-point attempt, but just to have a 2-point attempt was minus 110 last week at 5 dimes.
It's plus money now.
It's plus money. See that? I'm not that sharp, I guess.
What's the logic there?
I just think the teams don't know what they're doing anymore with 2-point conversions, and it's like, oh, we're down 17 with 9 to go, and you shouldn't kick. Yeah, you know what? We got the analytics say this. That's all. And in a game where I think there's going to be a lot of points, there's a lot more combinations of crazy numbers where they just say, yeah, you're supposed to go for 2 here, but wait, kick the extra point to make it 11. No, it's better to make it 10, or it's even better to be down 13 than be down 12, which is odd.
Well, what do you think about this prop? I like a lot. Going with the same thought process. There's going to be a lot of points. Mm-hmm. We know that Mahomes is probably going to be throwing downfield a lot, and Jimmy G might be throwing downfield more than the average person thinks. Yep. I think longest penalty over 15 and a half yards.
Oh, that's a good
not
pull.
A bad look.
That's
you
a
don't
great
think that
look.
There's going to be one pass interference call?
Dude, you know how handsy Richard Sherman is down the field? You know he's going to call it. Yeah.
And it's like minus 140. It's minus 140, I think. Right
Dude,
now.
That is a great look.
That prop that you were looking at, because I was looking at it too. Earlier in the week, I had it at 15.5 at about minus 150, but I could get 19.5 on that same prop at minus 115. I mean, isn't it basically the same?
That's where
thing?
the plays come from, right? Like you usually don't get the pass. I mean, you get some pass interferences under 15 yards, but a pass interference is, oh shit, I'm deep. Let me tackle the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I like that.
So you still endorse that like 19.5 at like minus 115?
Absolutely. Because pass interference is going to happen usually on a deeper route. That's usually what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Because I was looking at that prop too. Because ever since you mentioned that, I'm like, yeah, that's actually a pretty good. That's a pretty good look. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to be rooting the entire game for a pass interference call.
Yes.
Like we're going to see. We're going to see a deep incomplete, and we're going to be, where's that fucking flag?
The moment the ball goes deep, it's going to be like, you better not catch that, and there better be a flag.
You got the
gotta
over
think,
prop,
man.
especially like if you have the over prop, which I like the over prop on 2 wide receivers in this game. One, obviously, with Hill's longest catch over 27 yards, he's going to have a dude stone cold beat, and you're like, yes, pull him down. Like, no, it's going to cost me this prop. Yeah, it's going to be fun this year.
That's what I'm saying. The biggest game of their lives. You don't think one cornerback's going to tighten up a little bit?
Absolutely, man.
Downfield?
Especially when you got track stars out there. Like you have track stars. They're running straight lines for 240s. You're grabbing them. Yes.
All year on closing line, we made a lot of money betting team totals. What do you think about the team totals this year?
In the game?
Yeah, 27.5 for the Chiefs.
Jay, I'll take my put it on the board, motherfucker. I have redeemed myself. Winthrop, cash it. Whatever number you took.
Put it on
6.5 to 8.5.
Yeah, I was smoking down there. This Marshall tonight, Charleston tonight, UIC even got me on the team total. It's been beautiful. That Eastern Kentucky made me look like a hero tonight.
Yeah, Marshall was good to me. UIC, I completely misread. I had UIC first half and Youngstown full game. So
to me, it seems like the kind of game where I want to stay away from the team totals. Actually, what do you think?
To be honest with you, Jay, my only bet, because again, your tweet is a perfect reference, because I bet prop bets, but nowhere near. And again, I'm not a huge gambler where I'm like, hey man, I'm going to drop 20 G's on this game, but I have one side bet in this game, and it's the only game I gave to my players. It's the only thing I have. I even just given it away on SBR, and that was team total 49ers over 26.5 at -120. I just wanted to avoid the 27 because why? 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals. That's 27. If you got 27.5, you basically are asking for 4 touchdowns. Can they score it? Yes, but that's a nice little ask to get 4 touchdowns. That's my favorite play in the entire game itself is San Francisco's team.
You're exploiting the biggest mismatch on the field, which has to be the Chiefs defense against the Niners offense, right? Can we agree that?
Yes, because when you bring that up and you just look at like sides that are even, like you can honestly probably say, even though how good San Francisco's defense is and how good Kansas City's offense is, you can literally say like that is a standoff. That's like a 50-50 standoff right there. And whoever gets the better, that's going to be key. But you can't say because I think Jimmy Garoppolo in that offense, it's almost like people still don't believe in it. It hits at every level. Wide receivers, tight end, running backs, offensive line, quarterback, and play caller. It's phenomenal. And I just say, you know what? I can see them doing that. So
we got some stats in the chat from Chris Brady. San Francisco pass offense DVOA is 8th. Kansas City's pass defense is 6th in DVOA.
No, they're going to count it. Yeah, I think it. But
the key matchup is going to be
the run, though. Yeah.
The key matchup is going to be, can they stop the run? Yeah. And when you talked earlier and you said, you wanted to see, my key matchup is the Chiefs defense versus the 49ers running game. If the Chiefs can shut down that running game, I know that Shanahan's a great play caller, but it's all based off the run, the play action, and getting the linebackers and safeties to commit to run defense. That's how he gets these guys so wide open. So really the key to the game, and if we're going to live bet it, watch and see how effective San Francisco's run plays are early, and I think that's really going to be the key to the game.
2 healthy teams too, man. You don't have to go into this game like, ooh, I hope. I mean, Tevin Coleman we still don't know about, but if he plays or doesn't play or is halfway, it really isn't going to make that big of a difference. But everybody healthy is so nice. We don't have that question mark like last year, like, oh, I think Gurley's going to be really good in the Super Bowl, and then he just tanks it again.
Well, the one play I see Flash playing a lot.
I liked last year's Super Bowl. It was pretty awesome.
Is Raheem Mostert over rushing yards. Now, I was saying ordinarily, I don't like to bet those props because the Niners are such a running back by committee that, Tevin Coleman went for over 100 in the Minnesota game. Yeah. But do you think the fact that he's banged up and may not be 100%, is that enough of an edge that you think Raheem Mostert gets over his number?
I mean, he should, but it's one of those, Jay, like you talk about where, isn't it? And I don't even, because public plays, they hit all the time, just as way as a sharp one would hit. But it's one of those where I looked at and said, I just think it's too easy to just say, I'm going to take Mostert over. It's like, Derrick Henry over. 116, I'm still going to take it over. It's just, because I could see Breida popping one off, or maybe they throw it a lot more. Now, look, if you're saying San Francisco's going to win this game, doesn't it correlate basically with Mostert having at least 80 yards or so on the ground? It should, but for some reason I just said, you know what? I like Kansas City's running back pass catching options more than that side. And I have a couple Jimmy G props, so I'm just rooting for him dropping back and throwing some dimes.
What else you got?
I like Jimmy G's passing total over 1.5 touchdowns at plus 110. Because again, if he throws one touchdown, they're probably not beating Kansas City. So if I think they're going to beat Kansas City, he's probably going to need at least 2, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
Makes sense. What do you think about win or lose the game? Can you see Jimmy G throwing more passing yards in this game than Mahomes?
No. It's just that you brought that up last with the AFC title game with like Tannehill. Like it's expensive, but that's not what they do. Like Kansas City is not establishing the run in this game. San Francisco is going to establish the run. So by default, that's their offense. So, and the same thing that goes if you think Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for a 307, they're going to win the game probably. If Patrick Mahomes throws for 260, they ain't winning this game.
I'm jumping on the more passing yards. Even though I got to lay it again, I'm doing it, man.
Yes, unless he gets like injured, but yeah, going toe to toe, he's going to have more passing. They're built for that. That's what they do.
Who do you think has the higher completion percentage, Donnie? Jimmy G's even money on that one.
Man.
Yeah, Tyler brought up a good point, Donnie. He might only throw 22 passes, but if he goes 16 for 22, he's going to have a higher completion.
Yeah. No, that's a. You would think the passing game is going to be more controlled on San Francisco's side, right? Easier passes, play action coming off. Where Mahomes, I mean, he's just going to be winging it out there. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Man, such good stuff you guys are bringing up, though. It's fun to even contemplate. But no, that's a pretty good point.
Sunday, right?
No, Super Bowl is awesome, man. And it got a late start, with all the Kobe stuff, and it overhung. This was a game that I was so excited for last week when the games finally were done. And it doesn't feel like my juices got going until we did a show yesterday on the Audible. And now I'm like, you know what? I can't wait for Sunday, man.
Yeah. You got any other props people should be thinking about?
What do we got down here? Go ahead. I got first field goal made last week. And I have this in 2 ways because I got a little bit extra value. Will there be a field goal made within the first 14 minutes of the game was one of the props. I said, I do like that because I'm always of the adage, like, Jay, we play football. Wait, let's just take the lead. So it's 4th and 2 on the 7-yard line. Let's just take the lead because it's better for confidence. But then the prop bet came up on 5 times a little bit later in the week that said field goal in the first quarter minus 110. I'm like, what the hell? So I'll take the extra minute and double down on it.
What do you think about the San Fran first quarter team total, Donnie? It's like 3.5.
Love it. I love it. And I like to look at football at the way teams operate. If you're going to say, I'm going to get the best play caller in the NFL and he's going to have 2 weeks to script plays where we're ready for it, don't you think look at their first drives against Green Bay and Minnesota against good defenses. Hot butter. Yeah.
Remember what they did coming out of the bye week to Cleveland.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Shanahan, those first 15 plays.
It's going to be amazing. Yes.
They go down like a machine. Yeah, I like that team total over 3.5.
Because I know some people say, I think they're going to come out a little bit slow. And I think I know it's a big game, and neither one of these kids has started quarterback in a Super Bowl. I understand that. But these plays, they know their first 10 plays, and they've been going over, look, they're going to give us, if they give us this look, this play is coming right here. And you've seen it out of Kyle Shanahan. They're going to come up with, there's no way they're going to be conservative. Either team on let's just feel this. There's no way they're going to waste the possession to feel it out, Yeah. Christ. It's good stuff.
Yeah. What else you got? Anything?
Let's see what else we got here. Because I think it was 12 total props. The wide receiver props, Hill's longest catch over 27. I think he'll get at least 3 or 4 deep shots. We'll have a chance at that. But the one I really like is Emmanuel Sanders' longest catch over 16.5 yards. I think he's going to get 1 20-yard catch in this game. And
guy.
Yeah. So, he hasn't had that great of a season towards the tail end. But that's 1 catch in this game. And we know as we're talking about Jimmy G, play action pass. Those dudes ain't play action passing for 7 yards, man. They're taking shots. Yeah. So I like that prop.
Yeah, I like that prop. Even though he has he's relied a little heavier on Debo and Kittle the second half of the year, but Samuel's always good for a 17-yard catch.
No, this is
I
got Sanders as 16.5 yards. Not Samuel, Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah. Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
What do you think about?
I got one.
Go ahead, go.
What do you think about Travis Kelce?
I was going to say,
prop?
Donnie,
Go ahead, Spread. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, so Donnie, what do you think about this one? I put this in on Bookmaker. Total tackles and assists over 5.5 for Daniel Sorensen, assuming the 49ers try to run the ball a lot. Most likely the Chiefs' run scheme will be set up, or the strong safeties, the one that's matched up with the running back, and he should be getting a lot of tackles. So I took Daniel Sorensen over 5.5. What do you think?
It's a smart move because when you have track meet guys at running back, the defensive line isn't making that tackle. I mean, they do have fast linebackers. I'd give them credit for San Francisco. But that is where your strong safety and your safeties and your secondary come in. They're going to run a lot of sweeps, a lot of counters that hit the outside. That's not the defenders inside making those tackles. That is your safety. I like it. And there's going to be a lot of plays. More time, you know? He played really good in the AFC title game, too.
Cool. Yeah, that was my favorite one on the defensive side.
Yeah.
Tyler kind of turned me on to those defensive props. I almost think they're a little easier. I think that
don't they look so easy?
It's easier
too?
to project who's going to get the tackle.
Donnie, you know who we got to watch for next year?
What's that?
Game. The Edmonds kid for the Bills. He wasn't hurt at all this year, and the dude got like 8 tackles every game.
Yeah. No, I haven't gotten into the defensive market just because I don't want to because I really haven't focused on it and done anything with it. But it looks so much fun because again, you're talking about a safety that's probably going to defend 75 or 80 plays, which a team that likes to run the ball. And you're talking about not even solos, right? Like solos and assisted tackles.
It's just got to be combined.
Yeah, I get assists too. Yeah.
Man, Little Rock is not making this.
Yeah. Did you have any idea?
Go ahead.
The lowest number you'll get on an interception for an individual player is plus 350. Yeah. Is Honey Badger worth a look there at plus 350 on a player to record an interception?
I mean, he would be the guy, right? The ball hawk.
I think he's going to be the guy kind of.
Yeah.
He's the guy playing center field. So if anything's tipped or, deep shot, he's the guy going over top. It's going to be a tough one because I think somebody had a prop is the over of interceptions for each quarterback like a half and it's plus money because Mahomes doesn't throw that many interceptions. And how many actual, I don't want to say interceptions, but plays are you going to get a chance to intercept some of these guys? So,
yeah. Who do you think catches?
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you think we'll see a lot of Mahomes running?
Probably. It's funny because, and again, you say quarterbacks Carson Wentz don't run or you got to you don't really preserve yourself for the Super Bowl, right? Because if somebody says, well, I was trying to get extra yards, well, it was the Super Bowl, so I got hit on the elbow and broke my arm. That goes a long way into it because maybe if it's week 7 and it's 3rd and 7 and maybe I can get the 7 yards, but I'm just going to dip out after 5. They go for it in the Super Bowl, man. Dive all over the place.
Unless Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
On the fumble.
Tyler, what was your question?
I was asking Donnie, I was like, who do you think catches the first ball for the 49ers? Do you think it's Debo on a slant or Kittle across the middle?
I think Kittle might be a little bit too easy. I think it's a slant, a Debo, something, not ridiculous, like a dump off to a running back, but something that gets the quarterback in the rhythm, an easy throw to get him started. Yeah, I could see Debo on that.
Yeah, I'll say they have Debo at plus 350 on that and Kittle at plus 250.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like you take them both.
Yes, correct. Yeah, because I don't think they're going to run a screen pass as their.
And I don't see Sanders catching his ball right off the first throw. You figure Jimmy G's going to want to rhythm in and then try that ball.
Yep. No, it's a good look, man. I love Super Bowls have so many more props that you can look at than any other game. And you have more time. It's not like, hey, props are out on Thursday. Was the game Sunday?
Props are out Thursday. Games on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're holding off on the Mahomes props to see if his knee is right in pregame. Like, damn, man, really?
So you think San Fran wins? Who do you think gets MVP?
If San Francisco,
it's a tough one.
Could they go deep? Because you would figure the defense had something to do with it, and the writers would be like, hey, man, they held Mahomes down to, 26 points, and Bosa had 2 sacks.
And he's all over them guys. You got to look at it.
Or if Richard Sherman comes up with an interception, they're dying to give that guy something.
Yeah, they just want to give that guy.
Yeah. That's a good call. Yeah, because you wouldn't figure Jimmy G would get it because he would have to be 31 or 38 for 440 and 4 scores.
He gets the game-winning touchdown pass. You know what I mean? They drive down late fourth quarter. He throws that touchdown pass.
Yep. Man, that's a good one.
The one that baffles me.
So did you look at Garoppolo passing yards?
I got Garoppolo. The only Garoppolo ones.
7.5. I'm sorry. Did you get?
Yeah, he should get that. He should get that.
The thing that worries me, of like if you take an under there, is if KC starts to win that game, he's just going to be forced to throw the ball, and he could get up over 240 and he could still lose.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, because again, I think San Francisco's offense, just about everything they have, total like prop wise, is a legitimate shot at going over, because you're not going to get that at any time in the game. San Francisco is not going to pull back the throttle unless there's like 6 minutes left and they're up double digits. You're not going to be like, hey, it's 28-21 late third quarter. Let's start running the football, because you watch Kansas City can erase a 24-point lead before halftime. Yes. So that goes a long way with me on stuff like that. You're going to be ultra aggressive all game long if you're San Francisco. Ultra. Yeah, Little Rock. There we go.
What other ones were you looking at, Tyler? I know you had a big list.
We already talked about the first quarter rushing yards for Mostert. It was at 18.5. I think that could be something. If the 15 scripted plays they run, if they gash that defense once or twice, it should be him.
Yeah, he isn't no 3.5 yard per carry type dude either, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on,
and that's going to be interesting to see how they scheme, because San Francisco blocks so well with tight ends and their running backs.
I think the fullback.
It's not just the offensive line that's dominant; it's everybody.
Nah, Kittle's the best block.
Yeah,
Kittle's
Juszczyk.
like
So
the second best tight end in football.
Juszczyk is basically another offensive lineman.
Oh, he's awesome. I love Juszczyk.
If he plays a solid game, they should just be able to run this ball all game. Holes should open up for Mostert, and if Coleman's good enough to play, I mean, I just can't see that defense stopping that run. They'll play keep away. He won't be able to get into a rhythm. Just one of those games.
You guys want in on, because I'm not a big, I do have fun with these, but I'm not a big, like, they're going to say this during the telecast, or, how long is the national anthem or Gator. I saw the purple Gatorade feud that dropped because people want to honor Kobe, so they're going to have purple Gatorade. It's wild. I love all of the conjecture. Like when somebody hears something there, it just goes steam right away. It's pretty fun stuff.
Yeah.
I got nothing on those.
I'm trying to see if I got it. Damian Williams. I got to go to receiving. That's why I'm missing it.
So,
so I know you like the over.
Go ahead, Fred.
He's back.
What's that?
Yeah,
Jay?
go ahead, Fred. Yeah, sorry, I had to run to the door. I heard Donnie talking about props. Donnie, what do you think about Kaepernick? Does he get mentioned?
But I don't know why he would, though. What's the price on it? That would tell me.
They were the last time the 49ers were in the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, good call. See, that's stuff I don't think about.
The price is plus 240 that they say yes, that they do say his name.
Like they make sense, though. Like those really make sense. Like I thought another one say, like, will they talk about the Patriots? Well, the Patriots were in the Super Bowl last year. Wouldn't they have like a clip during the game? Last year's game, Patriots and Rams,
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense. Yes, because also you can break, because you figure they would, right? Because of how like last time the 49ers were here, the lights went out, and all like there's so much crazy stuff that happened with those comebacks and the lights going out.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Like they're gonna say Kaepernick because they're gonna, you know what I mean? They're gonna show something. That's a pretty good one. I like that.
At plus 240, I thought it was worth a shot.
No, it's pretty good, man. That's what I'm saying. Like you can find some really cool value in some of these if you just like think a little bit outside the box on like why they would say it.
Tevin Coleman's only 27.5 rushing yards. That's the prop.
Well, yeah, that dislocated shoulder is big, though. I mean,
can you get that in game though? Would that be something that you would look at in game? Because this might be patting and mousing. Like you want to, midway through the second quarter, he didn't even play yet. You're like, dude, he's not getting in.
Yeah, you could definitely get that in game, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, do you see how he got hurt, Jay? He wasn't even being hit. He was falling to the ground to try and catch
I thought it was his elbow. Yeah, I thought he jacked his elbow or wrist or something.
And his shoulder popped out.
Yep.
And I had a buddy in high school. He dislocated his shoulder playing football, and I can tell you right now, he went back out there and played when he got healthy. He got hit once, it popped right back out.
Yes, yeah, you're right, because the chance of re-injury is huge on a separator, especially only a week and a half, 2 weeks basically. Yeah.
Well, man, you can hang out with us all night if you want, but I don't want to keep you if you have somewhere else to go. But
No,
if you want to hang
I got to
out with
count
us,
my money from tonight. I'm excited, man. Last,
No.
over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, I was asking the wife if she could take me out to McDonald's, but this week, a little bit different story.
well, it was fun doing the closing line. It was fun doing the closing line with you all year, and I'm psyched that you're going to be a part of the Super Bowl show with us. So thank you, man.
Nah, man, you've been a pro all year long. Like, we didn't really even know each other. And, you could, because again, the thing about this business, there's a lot of passing ships here, but you formulate a lot of friendships and you see people that actually do what they want. Because I got to tell you something about the show that you guys do, like the live stuff. I've seen it done really wrong, and I've seen ways, and I say, how does this work, or why would people even like watch or hang in? But I think you bring on a lot of people with a lot of different personalities and a lot of different views, but it all meshes really well. And you could tell, Jay, by like the passion that you have with it, it's hard work. Like, you can't just come on the show, pop it on, and just spit winners. And like, because people know a fraud right away, and whoever you're bringing on saying, this guy doesn't even know like college basketball, or you have, like, I'm watching the Conor McGregor fight. He doesn't even know what's going on. But what you're doing and the way it working out, it's definitely a credit to you, man. And it's fun being on. And I had, again, a great time on the preview shows, and then dipping in even more and more later in the season with the live line and having fun when I initially wasn't really a believer, and like saying, you know what, how's that going to work out? You guys do a great job, and it's fun, and you're true to your craft, man. It's cool stuff.
You know what, Donnie, coming from you, bro, I
Yeah.
really appreciate it, because we've been watching you for years, and we respect what you do. So to say that, it means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, no, and it's not like anytime you ask me to pop, like, it's fun. It's not like, oh shit, man, I got to go on. Like, it's nothing like that, because I think anybody that watches the show with you guys, or when I come on, and even like other shows like Jimmy's shows or whoever you're watching, you can tell genuineness. Like, this guy's just a jerk off or an idiot or whatever, but people don't come back and continue to watch or care about you or grow a Twitter following or care what you have to say unless you're genuine and you genuinely like doing this, being around people and inviting people in, and it's fun. And you never know what any future holds from yesterday, today, tomorrow, or who's going anywhere. But when you meet people, you make those kinships and you always reach out, and that's the way I've always been. And I'm glad you reached out to us, and it's been fun, guys. I had a lot of good time. And Sunday we'll have a nice party.
All right, man. We love you, bro. We will see you Sunday at 4:30. I am amped. I can't wait.
Nah, good stuff, guys. Continue winning tonight, brothers. Peace.
Later, Don.
All right, boys.
Amen.
There he is, the one and only Donnie Rightside. Good guy, man. Good guy.
Welcome back, Max.
Maxwell. Where'd you go? Eat chicken tenders?
The pizza?
Pizza
Bagels.
Hut?
Bagels. You want bagel?
That makes sense. I'm a big bagel guy, though. I'm not going to lie. Give me a cream cheese bagel, bro, and I'm good. I'll eat it for dinner. I don't care.
That's what I'm eating right now.
Yeah. I 100% concur with that food choice. All right, so how are we doing tonight? I know Max got us home in the Winthrop game. Western Kentucky went down. I got that written down. The 76ers first quarter went down. Did we get that 76ers money line plus 325?
They're still playing.
No, but yeah, it's not looking good. I was hoping they make a push, and they made a push right after we placed it. It was down to plus 140 within 2 minutes of me giving it out. But the Hawks have come back. They're up by 13 right now, so it's definitely not over. But I'm definitely not as confident about it right now as I did when I gave out. But at a plus 325, we knew that it wasn't a sure thing or something. I still think it did present good value, and it's not over yet. So let's see what they can do here to finish this off.
All right, well, I want us to get some winners before we end this goddamn show. So what else are we looking at?
All right.
Washington 36.
Do you want to jump back in on?
Down. Go ahead.
Well, I just say, Tyler, did you want to go back over on the games coming up tonight? I'm kind of thinking that 14 is too much in the Kings game. What do you think there?
I gotta wait and see how them two teams come out. Isn't that the first game being played in Staples Center since?
It is. So.
Oh, is that true?
That will be interesting. Yeah.
So the
the
Celtics look like
game.
they're in control. How did Hayward do with the assists?
He did 2 going into the 4th.
Okay. Wow, man, we're having a bad night. It's not like us.
I can tell you what. All right. So, Super Bowl props though.
Yeah. I think we're going to do really well on Sunday. Yeah, I think we're going to do well, 100%.
Just like
all right. So the Clippers.
This is a weird NBA card tonight.
Is it? You guys didn't really like this card. The one game that keeps sticking out at me is this Utah-Denver game, man. I just refuse to believe. Now, I know that Utah was going to regress to the mean, obviously, but they have played particularly bad this week. Don't you think, Spread?
Yeah, and honestly, I'd be all over fading them, but Conley's out tonight, and I almost think that team is bad. We mentioned the game. We weren't on air, but we were hanging out talking, and I said, Conley being back is necessary because they're going to need him to make a playoff push. But as of right now, he's not really fitting in that well. He's out tonight. So that makes me like the Jazz a little more. But I see money coming in on the Jazz. Denver's at +3 right now on Bovada.
Wow, that one.
I think that's really interesting against a solid home team. What's up?
I said that was at Jazz +1 this morning when I was sitting in the dentist office.
Oh, wow. Was it really?
Yeah, and I think that's public money. Yeah, public money on the Jazz. I'm going to recheck the Nuggets injury report and see if a major player is out or something. But I think that's a lot. I mean, it's only 3, but it doesn't seem right for a great home team like the Nuggets.
So you don't think the Jazz get back on track tonight?
I wouldn't be surprised
I thought
if they did,
get back on track.
It's one of them, I don't know. It's a weird game. Would I be surprised if they won? No. Would I be surprised if they led Denver the whole game and then Denver crept back in at the end and won? No. Would I be surprised if Denver blew them out? No. It's just a weird game. I'll just stay away from it.
I mean, I say that they're slumping, but I mean, in reality, they dropped the game to the Spurs. They dropped the game to the Rockets, but they won four straight before that game.
Yep.
So, I mean, I guess they're not slumping.
And both these teams are pretty sure have the same record. So, I mean, if teams are looking towards the playoffs already, this game could mean something in seeding if they're tied.
Yeah. I guess what threw me
they're
was
division rivals, yeah.
The Rockets game threw me. No Westbrook, no Harden, no Capella, and you shit the bed like that at all.
They let Eric Gordon go for 50.
Their defense has been really bad the last 2 games.
That game screamed trap game, and Vegas was going to take all the money, and that's exactly what happened.
OG says Monty Morris, Malik Beasley, and Porter are great backups. Denver is deep. What's the consensus in the chat? You guys thinking Denver tonight, or you guys thinking Utah?
I like Michael Porter over 13.5 points in that game. That's the only thing I would play in that game.
We don't think he goes over 4.5 assists tonight.
I mean, he could.
Mitchell.
But the thing that I've noticed in their box scores, like the past week and a half, it's been Ingles getting all the assists. Ingle has 6 or 7 assists every game.
Chris Hernandez says Denver 100%. Rob says I'm thinking Denver. Jazz 2-game losing streak, and the Jazz are on the road. Christopher Reese says Utah -2.5. James H says Torrey Craig over 6.5. Gerardo says Denver. Yeah, nice look. And Utah is absolutely on a slide. So Slugger thinks Denver also. Denver
I like
18
and game. The more that I look at it.
Tyler,
what do you think? The main matchup's going to be Gobert versus Jokic. How do you think that plays out?
It depends if Jokic is hitting threes. If he can yank him out of the paint, I think they got a chance. But, I mean, if he's just standing down there clogging the lane and they can't really drive, they better be hitting a lot of threes from the other positions and perimeter shots.
Spread brings up Rudy Gobert. That the one prop I was thinking about was over 14.5 rebounds at +104. The last 9 games, the guy has been a fucking machine.
Yeah, but Jokic is another one that could just swallow up rebounds. I just don't know.
Do you think that's enough to keep you off that prop tonight?
Yeah. I don't like – ooh, Embiid just got dunked on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Cam Reddish, the guy that can't do anything, dunking on somebody. Check that out.
He's been doing better. I think he's having problems adjusting to the league, but now he's been in there a couple months. He's really been playing pretty well, and someone got into his ass because he's been playing better defense too.
Boo! Boo! I boo that comment. Fuck you, Cam Reddish. You're a bum. You're a cock. You don't even like fucking peanut butter and jelly. Okay, sorry. I just had to add that nonsense in.
James H said Ski and J Money changed on Twitter after Gary Harris is out. So what does that mean, James? You're saying
they were on Denver. They must be on Utah now. Once Gary Harris was announced out.
You know, Slugger brings up a point, but instead of that game, right with Porter prop over points and Kawhi to stay on a run over 30. Do we think the first game back in LA in the house that Kobe built, Kawhi goes fucking insane and gets over 29 and a half?
Yeah. I think the big one's
personally, I think that might be the look in that game. Because who's going to cover him, right? Bogdanovich, no chance. Buddy Hield, no chance. Kent Bazemore is the new addition, and he would probably have the best chance. What do you think there? Is that a realistic possibility there, Tyler, that Bazemore's able to shut him down? Because no one else on the Kings has a chance.
Yeah, they're not.
What's up?
The only way he doesn't get over that is if he doesn't want to, and he's just playing one of his load management games where he's just out there, just like kind of playing.
I don't think we get that tonight.
Yeah.
The energy in the building, I don't think we get that tonight.
I think he goes off.
There you go.
That might be the best look in that whole game.
There's our play in the Clippers game, right? What's the best line we can get on Kawhi?
Let me see.
Let me look right now what bookmakers got.
27.5 at FanDuel. That's lower than I thought.
All right, they don't have it there. Let me check Bovada.
Isn't that lower than you thought, T?
Yeah, I would expect like 29.
Yeah,
but
I think thought
20. I mean, how much are they going to get over his season average, though? He's only averaging like 23 or 24. They can't juice it too far over season average, or everyone would just hit under.
Right, did you watch
just off the math. Portland beating Houston.
What about some of them threes Damian Lillard was pulling up? He'd take like a one step across half court and just spot it.
Oh, we were on it. I bet the Damian Lillard over 3.5 threes.
Yeah, he probably got that like the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it was just stupid. Dang it, I don't see it on Bovada either. Let me go to 5 dimes. I don't even know why I don't just start with 5 dimes every time. I don't know why I go to these other books.
So far, 27.5 is the best I see.
A double-double from him
28
is 25.
Is what?
Double-double plus 225 for Kawhi.
I got 27.5 too at minus 1.5. I mean, 20.5 minus 105.
I think that's the play.
I think that's the play too.
You got a better number than me by 5 cents. That number.
Cool. That's 5 dimes for everyone that's following along in the chat that plays on offshores. And 5 dimes is a very highly rated book by Sportsbook Review. If you want to know the other highly rated books, go to the link in the description, and it will take you to a review of all the sports books and the fastest payout times. And more importantly, it'll give you the sportsbook blacklist, the sports books that have had issues with paying out their customers. 5 dimes has not been one of those. So we go ahead and I use them quite often. And go ahead, click the link in the description, and you can do the research for yourself.
Maxwell, you seeing anything live yet? I know the Gonzaga game hasn't started yet. Believe me, I'm ready to pull the trigger on that.
The only spot that I see is like a +7.5 on Iowa, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger yet. The juice is too expensive. And I'm also looking at making another play on South Dakota at just a shorter number. So if I pull the trigger, I'll let y'all know. Otherwise, I have the Irvine game, the Long Beach State game, and the Cal Fullerton game. So I already have a bunch of pregame action that's going to have my attention.
Guys, go over that.
Sixers cut it to 5, but there's only a minute left.
They're down.
Oh, yeah,
5.
there we go. Yeah, there's only a minute left. It's like might be too little, too late.
Yeah. How many units?
7 now. Carter made his free throws.
I only bet 1 unit on over 27.5. I'm not going crazy. You know, I got a lot of action on Sunday. So I'll probably 8,000 deep on the Super Bowl. So,
and would you say the player props out of everything are the best it can only have 1 unit on? Because unlike betting they would just, if we bet the Clippers and Leonard goes out, they put someone else in and we still have a chance to win. But on the prop, if for whatever reason his hamstring tightens up or something bad happens, we automatically lose the prop. So I never do multi-unit plays on props just because of the volatility with the injuries, with the auto loss on an injury, or
even when we were
weird coach's decision or blowout.
Again, it was still only 1 every time because you never know what could happen.
That makes sense.
Tomorrow we'll have the Lakers in Staples Center.
Yeah, so I'm right about that game.
Are you?
Yeah, so I've done most of my research today, but the line wasn't out when I was working on the article. It came out at 12, which I think is a little heavy. But I think the Lakers come out fast. So I'm kind of debating between first half Lakers or Portland full game at 12 because Portland's kind of coming around, and I think they might be a little undervalued after that really slow start that they had. But Lillard's heating up, and I think he can keep this one close.
The only thing that concerns me with this Kawhi prop is I know Paul George was also he was also close to Kobe, and his total is 22.5.
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back.
I got to put him in my fantasy lineup.
Thinking about changing his number back to 24.
I heard that
Thanks for letting me know he's back.
They might retire 24 league wide.
Well, they said the Mavericks already did it, and some of the players are like informally doing it. But he was one of the ones that said he wants to switch back to it in honor of him and wear it, I guess. I don't know how that would.
We know Patrick Beverly is always good from 3 in the corner. He takes 6 or 7 threes a game. His made threes prop is 1.5. Do we think that he can get 2?
He could. Big problem is Paul George is going to take a lot of these shots now.
That's true.
Paul George might have 6.
And his usage really varies, depends. He doesn't force anything, so his usage varies pretty highly.
Yeah, if spread's right, you won't see him out on the 3 line dribbling around and trying to get a shot. It's got to be a catch and shoot, and if he just doesn't get those 2 shots, I mean, that prop's dead.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this Lakers game tomorrow? I mean, how do you not take the Lakers tomorrow? Who are they playing?
Portland.
Is it in
Portland,
LA?
but the line is 12.
Yeah,
But the line is 12.
Yeah, I'd leave it alone. Just take LeBron's points.
That's what I was thinking of taking first half at -7.
There's
they
no
have been
fucking
fast starters,
way.
and it's going to be.
There is a 0% chance they lose that game tomorrow.
Yeah, and the money line accurately reflects it. I think it's. Let me look at it right now. It's minus. It's pretty heavy. Probably like -600.
I mean, listen, there's no
-1200. It's
There's
-1200, and
Yeah,
the line's up to 13 right now.
That's not even.
This might be one of the ones that if I am to take the pictures, I just wait till tomorrow morning to send the article off because no money's coming in on Portland. I don't think.
LeBron might go for 45.
Oh, I think he will. LeBron overs are going to be so juiced, and they'll probably still
It's going to
cash.
be ridiculous tomorrow.
What do you think his points? Because
29.
his average is what on the year, like 25-ish?
His points will be set at 28 to 31 tomorrow, somewhere in that range.
I'm on the over. If it's 28, bro, I'm on the over.
Vipers onto something too. Take LeBron's triple-double. Just see a big game out of him.
I'm telling you, man, LeBron will play like it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night.
Yep. Would you if he put up 81? He just went out there and was like, yeah, I'm getting it.
Spread. I'm seeing -750 on the Lakers.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, man.
Bovada, which is the favorite heavy book.
If it goes down, if Portland gets out tomorrow and it goes down to like -400, I'm slamming the shit out of that line.
I'm going to check it right now on 5 Dimes, maybe because Bovada is a square book.
We'll be on,
and
too.
they have not even posted a number yet. Yeah, they haven't even posted a number for it on 5 Dimes.
Viral
Let me see if bookmakers got a number.
Kawhi does great tonight. You think LeBron tries to one-up him tomorrow night?
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
For sure.
We all know that little rivalry that's going on.
Yes, I do. That's a great point there.
Viper brings up a great point. LeBron is going to push Damian Lillard tomorrow, and Dame has been hot. I'll be on Lillard's over again.
It's just going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Yeah, I agree completely. We're going to shut it down tonight at 11 because I have 2 articles I have to write for SBR by like 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be on later tomorrow night. But, I mean, it's only 10 o'clock now, so we got an hour. But we're going to shut it down tonight at 11. So I could do it.
Do we have UFC on Saturday, Jay?
Do we? No. It's actually the only week we don't have UFC for the next 13 weeks is this weekend.
And then John Jones is next week.
Yep. We got Johnny Jones next week. March 2nd, we got the Weili Zhang fight, which I already dropped fucking over $2,000 on. But Saturday, normally we come on early because we do the prelims for the UFC. But since there is no UFC, we are going to come on at 7 on Saturday. And we'll do it like a normal night. We'll do the NBA slate. We'll do the college basketball slate. And it'll be like normal. I'll figure out tomorrow, definitely before Sunday, who's going to be on, T. So okay. You know to make plans and everything.
I got invited to a couple Super Bowl parties already.
Yeah, I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you if I'm not going to be able to have you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, if the spot's open, I'm going to be there. You know what I mean?
100%. Spread. What about tennis? We got any tennis tonight?
Spreads. I think he walked away for a minute.
God damn it, Spread.
Maxwell's still here though.
My guy. It's my guy, bro. Jerry Rubenstein.
Rubenstein, motherfucker. Rubenstein.
Why do I only see your fucking hat?
Because I was eating my bagels and I didn't feel like fucking being watched while I eat.
That makes sense. Jerry Rubenstein eating his bagel. That totally get that.
That's what it is, bro. That's what it is.
What did you put on that? Did you schmear? You put a schmear of something? What do you got, the locks on that bagel? What's on that bagel?
Buddy, Philadelphia cream cheese, and you better settle the fuck down, bro. I'm from Toronto. If someone
Spread.
talks to me like that, I slap him in the mouth with my dick.
Yeah, you'll slap these nuts. That's what you'll slap.
Yeah, you better shut the fuck up, motherfucker. You want to go?
Spread, talk to me about the Australian Open at 3:30 in the morning. What are we on?
Oh, I don't know. That's
the wrong answer, bro. That's literally not what I want to hear.
All right. Well, I'll run you through my indecision, and then you guys can kind of take what you want from it. Judging off the quarterfinals, the level of play in Thiem versus Nadal was significantly higher than Zverev versus Wawrinka. So you'd be looking at Thiem there at your first look, but then you go into the individual matchup and you see how well that Zverev's been serving, and I'm kind of tempted to take the Zverev spread, which is plus 3.5 games, and making that bet. You're just thinking that Zverev will at least get to a tiebreaker and he'll win a set. So the ways I'd be looking at it would be to try and maybe attack those markets. And just off the idea that Zverev keeps it close.
Is the line right? Should Thiem be minus $2?
Probably. He's had success against him in the past, and he's definitely playing better right now. It seems right, but I wouldn't want to lay minus $2 because Zverev has been serving better. And he might be able to squeeze things out that way. The other factor in there against Thiem is he does not do very well in hot weather. It's over 100 degrees there right now, and even though it'll be pretty close to the evening, it's still going to be hot, which favors Zverev because in the past he's dealt with hot weather better than Thiem has.
I'll tell you, man.
I'm trying to look.
Thiem looked like he got out of a fucking swimming pool at the end of that match with Rafa. Guys in the chat.
Yeah, and did you watch that match? That was great tennis.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I watched them all. Yeah. Viral says, "What do you think about Thiem 3-1 plus 275?"
Yeah, I kind of like that because you get a little extra money. I'm trying to see what just the pure over is. The pure over is 40.5, and that way, if it does go 5, you're protected.
Do you think Zverev is good for a set?
Yeah, I do. So that's probably why I look to the over or the game handicap, and just hope that it's a close match.
Can you believe that we had Barty and Simona in a semifinal and neither of them get through?
No, I was really surprised, and I'll tell you what, Garbine beating Simona didn't surprise me as much because, like I told you, when Go plays her best, she's better than Simona. With Simona being a defensive player and Garbine being an offensive player, if Garbine redlines, she wins. But I was really surprised that Barty was not able to do it against Kenin. And if you watch the match, she had her opportunities. It almost went exactly the way that I handicapped it, except for the fact that in the real pressure situations, we thought that Barty's experience would shine through, and it didn't. And it went out exactly like I thought it would. She had a chance to serve for the first set, and that's exactly what you want as a Barty backer. And she wasn't able to get it done there. And then in the second set at 5-4, she had a chance to a set point, and she had the easiest sitter, and she missed that. And from there, the wind went out of her sails. But I was really surprised that she couldn't take it for either of those. So the
I
big
agree.
upset that surprised me was Barty.
I agree, but in that second match, Halep played really, really well. Garbine just took it, man. She was just slightly better. You make her the odds-on favorite now? You feel good about her to win the final?
Fortunately, I have a little while to decide on it. I was actually talking to my dad about it today. He's real big on Kenin. He thinks that she's going to do a little better than Simona, not feeling any pressure and maybe, putting up a little more resistance than Garbine. But it is interesting because Kenin's style is very similar to Simona. And we saw that Garbine, like you said, she was just a better player. And she is built to beat that style because of how aggressive she is. And once again, she's going to have a big serve. A couple props. The guy that I do the podcast with was looking at was Garbine, the first one to serve to love, and Sonia on her serve, to win a game to love, and Sonia being the first one to go to deuce on her service games. I thought those were two fun props to look at. And then before tomorrow night, I'll give you a much breakdown of that match because that one won't go off till Saturday night or Saturday morning, 3:30 a.m., but Friday night for us, essentially tomorrow night. So give me another day to really look through that match and make up my mind.
Viral said he thinks Severa starts slow again. First set goes to team. I kind of like that look. What do you think about that?
Yeah, because he really started poorly. And then so what we have to look at, was that a Finn just playing poorly, or was it the Stan played so well? And then the fatigue kicked in because when Zverev was winning, Stan's level declined significantly, and it looked like fatigue, like netting easy shots and kind of slowing down and not bending his knees and not putting pace on the ball. So he looked so dominant after that first set, but it's tough to tell how much was a result of Stan tiring out and how much of that was the great level. Another aspect to look at is the way that Zverev puts so much more kind of loopy spin and not like aggressive spin than Rafa does. It'll be a little different because Team won't be able to use the pace like he does against Rafa. He's going to have to generate it a little more, and it'll be interesting to see how he responds to that. But he's done well against him in the past, so they put a good number there. That's why I was kind of looking at the game or the over.
Team first set is a very reasonable -140. What's the head-to-head?
I'll pull it up right now. See the most recent time is. They are kind of rivals. They came up at the same time. They're around the same age. And they have similar games, although Zverev's serve has gotten a lot better, especially this year. So that's the main difference in their games right now. Let me pull this up and see if I can get the exact head-to-head going.
Jay, who are you on in the women's main? Based on, and I've watched this entire tournament because I'm up in the middle of the night handicapping the next day's card. Based on what I've seen, I think that Garbine at -150 is probably the way that I would go.
Yeah, I mean, if she plays the same match she did on Thursday night, or last night, today's Thursday, on Wednesday night, she definitely wins. So, and she's won Grand Slams before, so it's not like
she got
there's
two.
a lot of pressure on her. Yeah, so it's not like a lot of pressure on her, like for her maiden slam, like sometimes you'll see players suffer with. So I pulled it up right now. Team is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 6-2 against Zverev. So, and the most recent one was in, what is this? Is this a? And the most recent one was on hard courts, in Team won 7-5, 6-3. So
Jay, I got a winner.
he would be covering the spread under that.
What
Warriors.
Which one won?
They only lost by 15. That's 17.5 won.
Well, you put that on the board.
119.
There you go.
I got to
make
throw that.
for that
And
Philly
I
first quarter.
also, I have to put Max's. I have to send to SBR too. I'm gonna bet that. I'm gonna take team first set minus 140. I'm gonna make that an official play.
All right, that sounds good. I kind of like the way that you're avoiding the juice there, because I think the minus 200 is about right. The implied probability is about 35%, and I think that seems to be right because if Trev serves his ass off, he can win this game. Viral agrees. He thinks that Zverev's going to start slow. Nate Dogg agrees. He thinks team is going to cruise. Viral says he takes a second to get his head in the game, so team looks good the first set. Yeah, I like that look. That way, if you get tired, you can go to bed early. I did that last night with Federer. I took the first set, and then, boy. Did you see that, Jay?
What?
The Federer match last night?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had Roger just to win the first set at like plus 325, and I was thinking I was going to get it. And then,
Bro, I
boy,
thought
that was
you
just
had
terrible.
it. I thought you had it.
Yeah.
When he got the break, they were breaking each other like crazy.
Yeah, and the surprising part is Federer getting the breaks because Novak's considered to be a returner in the game, and Federer's had a kind of a shaky return game. So that was what really surprised me too.
UFC card. I haven't capped the UFC card for next weekend yet, but I have already bet the main event or the co-main event in the March 2nd card, which I think is UFC 248. Weili Zhang at minus 140 against Joanna. I bet that big. But me and Dave will cap the UFC card for next week in the week coming up. BYU beat in the ever-living shit out of Pepperdine. Washington up 6. Go ahead, Washington.
Tyler, do you like tomorrow's card better? I kind of like it better.
Let me look at it right now.
Tonight's. We got Raptors going to Detroit. Raptors are laying 4.5. Mavericks at the Rockets. Don't see a line for that yet. What's
I
up?
can see Thunder -1 right now. I like that. Playing the Suns. Raptors laying 4 against the Pistons. I think that could be a spot too.
Yeah, I'm not that Raptors one. I don't trust, but the Pistons. Check and see. They looked pretty bad when Derek played the other night. Thunder -1. I do like that too. That stood out. And then we got the two hottest teams in the bottom of the West, the Pelicans and the Grizzlies, facing off. Do you think the Pelicans do it again? They were able to beat the Grizzlies.
From what I heard.
Jaren Jackson's not playing?
I heard he got suspended.
For what?
Let me see if I can find something on it now.
Let me look that up. Was that for a fight night? Because there was a fight. Yeah, you're right. He was.
Yeah, he's suspended.
It was for the fight
Does
last
he get
night.
the same thing Elfrid Payton got, and Elfrid Payton started everything. Elfrid Payton only got 2 games.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, huh?
Max Viper wants to know what's your thoughts on taking USC live right now?
Yeah, there's value on the number. That's all I can really say on it. Can't tell
I know
you.
you're on South Dakota, right?
Yeah, I am.
I can get them live right now at -3.5, up 1 with 14 minutes left to go. That's a discount, right, on the closing line?
It's a discount, but I'm not seeing them being able to freaking put multiple buckets and defend together. So it's just going back and forth, and they're at risk right now of fucking losing this shit. So not a spot that I'm looking to play live whatsoever.
Spread, you see who announced they're in the dunk contest again?
Belmont taking it to Tennessee Tech.
Yeah.
Who's in the dunk contest?
Aaron Gordon. The guy that jumped over the mascot.
Is Levine going to join?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that was one of the best
I
things
think
ever.
all 4 spots are filled now. Derek Jones, Diallo, Dwight Howard, and Aaron Gordon.
Bump Dwight Howard and let's get the Levine Gordon.
You get Levine. If you could kick Dwight Howard in and convince either Zion or Levine to get in there, that'd be one of the best dunk contests ever. Just looking at it on paper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We'd have to wait and see what they pulled out, but just those 4 names, you'd be expecting something big. Even with the 4 they got right now, I'm expecting something big. With Derek Jones and them guys, oh yeah. We seen what Diallo did last year. He jumped over Shaq and put his elbow in the rim.
Yeah.
I think he was the lowest odds to win the dunk contest last year.
I am patiently waiting
Viper
for this
says,
Gonzaga
"Man, I
game
forgot."
to start.
Oh yeah. Viper says he forgets that Max hates the Pac-12, so he won't ask any more Pac-12 questions.
NBA overs 5-0 right now, huh?
Yeah, what do you attribute that to, Tyler?
A lot of them numbers stayed. Did you see a lot of them numbers today, Spread? None of them like really got above 230. They were all at like 228, 226. I think this Jazz in Denver game is like 219. They're all really low.
215. It's 215.
Yeah, so they're
right now.
The Clippers in Kings is probably set around like 228. Let me see.
Oh, what's your thoughts on what went down with Memphis and the Knicks? How you going to shoot a 3-point shot with 40 seconds left when you're up 30?
Did you hear what they shut off the water to the Memphis locker room?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they said there was like 3.
Yeah, they shut it off.
No hot water, and it was only like dripping out of the shower head.
Yeah.
Do I think you could have like kind of like masked the foul a little better instead of just blatantly shoving him on the ground? Like you could have just ran into him, but he just jammed him right in the chest and just threw him right into the first row. There's like 6
Charles
people.
Barkley. Barkley just said, "Good, fuck him." Basically.
I mean, it was a disrespectful move
Yeah.
by Crowder. You don't shoot that ball at the end of the game. Especially that early into the shot clock after you get the steal. You dribble it until there's like 1 second left and you chuck it at the hoop. If it goes in, it goes
100%.
in.
100%.
Viper said the Knicks should be sent down to the G League.
That's also 100%.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
How dare you? You're not allowed to talk bad about my team. Only Tyler can.
'Cause I'm a fan too.
I would have liked to see them let that go. That's actually a pretty interesting matchup there.
Best part
I
about it
think
was
Crowder
when,
might have smoked him.
best part about it was when Morris shoved John Morant, and John Morant won no parts of it. He was like, "Oh, that's a big boy."
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, "I ain't fucking with that."
I won't either. Yeah.
He shoved him. He just looked away. He's like, "I'll take that one."
Yeah.
Philly Joe says, "You continue playing the game. If you don't like it, do something about it." Well, Alfred Payton did something about it.
Yeah.
He did. He got fined 35 G's.
He got suspended 2 games though.
Yeah, I mean, probably deserves a fine. They can't let that go unpunished and let it continue to go on. So, Crowder probably would have if the ref didn't get in the way, Viper.
I was like, wow, are the Knicks that bad that other teams think that they could just shit all over their face?
I mean, they are.
I mean, even if he didn't shoot that 3-pointer, they pretty much did, winning by 27.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's what
Memphis.
Really got
we talked before, right? Memphis isn't that good. I'm a cool team, and they're exciting. And of all the young teams, they probably have the best core and the best foundation. But still, New York shouldn't be letting them win by 27 to begin with. So,
bro, they're not even 500.
Who?
Memphis.
What are they, like a game under?
Yeah, they're like a game. Yeah, I think they're like 1 game under.
No, they're dead on 500.
Justin's asking about. They did out there out that last game. Justin Bilbo's asking about the Wilder Fury fight. Is it worth betting now? I don't think there's going to be too much line movement. And in fact, I think if you're betting on American offshore books. If you're in Europe, bet Tyson Fury now. But if you're an American, bet on offshore books. I think the money will come in on Wilder.
When is that fight?
It's a month from now.
Oh,
I don't know the exact day, but it's still a while away. I lean Fury, but I don't really love that fight. I mean, betting against Wilder sucks.
Yeah, because he can hit him once, and then it's like, yep, there goes my money.
Yeah.
The great thing about the pitch show are everybody stays in their lane. Nobody talks out of their ass, and we know what we know. And if we don't know, we'll fucking tell you. And that's why we make money. I don't have a fucking clue about boxing. I'm one of the most diehard fans when it comes to the UFC and MMA you'll ever see in the world. But we have Al Mack that comes on, who writes boxing articles for SBR Sports. And the next time he's on, which will be next Saturday for the UFC fight, I will ask him. MMA, we can help you with. Boxing, I don't know, man.
Yeah, no, he is different. He's the hardest hitter probably since Tyson. It's just unreal what he does, but he also has a tendency to fall behind in fights because just boxing it in pure points, he usually loses.
He ain't knocking you out. He ain't beating you on the scorecards.
Yeah, he's usually down like 5-1 on the scorecards when he gets the knockout. Asking about Bone Jones. Did you see that? Do you think he handles business as usual, Jay?
Yeah, I do think that we're going to eventually see John lose before he hangs it up. But do I think that he is better than Dominic Reyes? Yes, I do. And do I think Dominic Reyes has a puncher's chance because he hits really hard? Yeah, I guess. But I wouldn't bet against John. I think that he should win the fight. Although, I'll tell you, that Thiago Santos fight, Santos took 2 rounds and he tore every fucking ligament he had in
Shut
both
the
legs.
fuck up.
So, here we go.
Oh yeah, you
I was
want to
waiting
bring
for it.
the
I knew it was coming.
bullshit up. I'll
Yeah,
just bring up the fact that I
yeah.
just watched a video this morning of Daniel Cormier crying like a bitch on pay-per-view for everybody to watch for eternity after John Jones whooped his ass. Don't give me this shit that anybody that could challenge him in the light heavyweight fucking division can fucking beat my guy. My guy is number one, and nobody can challenge him. They're all just fucking Joes.
Max is a college basketball analyst. Just keep that in mind when you hear him break it down to you. When you hear him breaking
John
down
Jones is called fucking knees to your fucking gut, punch you in the face, put you on your fucking back, and fucking finish you. Or choke you, which I don't mind. I like chokes.
Maybe just spinning back fist right through the jaw.
That works also, but I can't expect that in multiple fights.
I do think he's going to lose eventually. I'm just saying.
Jay, bro, what are you doing, bro? Are you taking pharmaceutical drugs over there?
No,
what
I stopped
are you
that
saying
10 years
out
ago.
loud? What are you saying? He's never going to lose. He's going to retire the champ, okay? Unrattled, untested. He's going to collect checks.
I do think there's a chance that we see John Jones move up to heavyweight this year to try to become a two belt division champion.
Why
I think that's
just
a
fucking get
possibility.
into a hit and run accident and leave the scene of the crime? Might as well do that instead.
That's already off his checklist.
Might as well do it twice.
Can't double check it.
I refuse to hear anything negative about John Jones.
So Jay, who gets the next heavyweight title shot? Probably Cormier, right? Just because he's got to get his rematch.
What?
So who gets the next heavyweight title shot? Cormier, just because he needs his rematch and that's the big money fight?
I don't know. I think it all depends on if DC wants to hang it up or if he wants to keep fighting. I do think that he would fight Stipe for the third time to figure out that triple. I don't think he'll ever fight John again. I think I think
he realized he ain't winning that one.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that time has come and gone. Dominic Reyes hits really fucking hard. But you know what? So did Thiago Santos. And John beat him. I don't think he's still in his prime. But I do think, like almost every MMA fighter, they hang around one fight too many.
And then that's
and eventually, and we're going to see John get fucking starched one day. And I hope Max is on the show because I am going to take my balls out and put it right on the fucking table on this show when it happens.
Yeah, yo, your boy he got beat up recently also, lost his fucking belt. His kids are fucking trying to tell him that he should retire. Like, come on, bro. Why don't you go watch some Daniel Cormier footage, fucking crawl up with a good book, a bag of popcorn, and a teddy bear, and fucking cuddle yourself. Motherfucker. Fuck your boy Daniel Cormier, okay? He's a mutt.
So, Jay, if it's not Cormier getting the title shot, is it Ngannou or is it Blades?
Oh, I think it's Ngannou is going to – if Ngannou beats Rosenstruck, I think that he's the guy. He'll have the rematch with Stipe. 100%. But I'll tell you, man, he's got a tough task in front of him. That Rosenstruck is no fucking joke, bro. He split Alistair Overeem's face in half in
like
4 seconds. Yeah.
And Alistair was going to win that fight, wasn't he?
He won clean. Yeah, he was 10 seconds away. I'm really excited about
Kareem's lip chunks are on eBay.
Yeah, I'm really excited about 2020. What I really want to see is Izzy go up to light heavyweight and fight John. That's what I really want to see. I don't know if it's going to happen though.
I think we might have to wait next year.
Yeah, maybe. I think Adesanya's going to keep his belt all year long. I think Kamaru Usman probably keeps his belt all year long, but I'm a little less certain. I think John keeps his belt all year this year. I think if Stipe fights Ngannou, there's a chance that Ngannou takes the belt. But Stipe beat him once and beat him bad. So I really don't know.
But didn't Ngannou do like an interview say like he wasn't like ready for that fight or something going on? Or that was like the last fight he lost? I don't know, something weird.
I think that the real fight right now at middleweight is Adesanya against Paulo Costa, but Costa's hurt, so they booked Yoel Romero, and I think Yoel Romero is gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, they're just feeding him to Adesanya to pass time.
He's too old, and the way that Adesanya uses his range, I just don't see how Romero gets in on him.
To be fair, Romero and Costa beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
That was one of the best fights I've ever seen.
It was great.
I mean, that dude could take a punch, but I mean, Adesanya he does hit really, really hard.
Who's next for Masvidal?
Connor
or...
What about Usman? He should fight Usman.
Yeah, it's going to be him or Connor.
Yeah.
Where's Gaethje at, Jay? Wasn't Gaethje?
He's the one person nobody's talking about at lightweight, bro. He's the one. After this Tony and Khabib fight, he's the one.
It's got to be.
It should be. But now that McGregor's back in the mix,
they'll probably.
Yeah, the UFC wants the money fight, but Justin Gaethje earned that title shot. He should fight the winner of Khabib and Tony. But
do you think Conor and Gaethje should fight, and then the winner of that guy gets that title fight?
I think that would be a great fight. I think 100%. But I don't think that's a big enough fight for the UFC. I think that they want to maximize Conor when they have him. Because you never know when the fucking guy's going to leave.
Yeah, they'll probably give him to Khabib, and then he'll probably go fight Masvidal. And then who knows after that.
J-Size bet on Khabib against Tony. Man, I love Tony a lot, but I don't think he wins.
Yeah.
But I love him. I think he's got the best chance out of anybody Khabib's fought, even Conor, because of how good Tony is off his back. His jiu-jitsu is world class. So off his back, he's going to be dangerous against Khabib. But I just don't think anybody could handle that wrestling. Khabib is the fucking machine.
He just tires you out and wraps his legs around you. And you just can't move. Then
he fights bears in Dagestan, bro.
That's the big difference here. Is this guy fights a giant fucking mammal that will go kill a moose.
Whoa. It was like a baby bear. It wasn't even a regular bear. Come on.
You settle the fuck down.
He wasn't even a dog. He was a Siberian bear.
You go wrestle a baby bear.
He was like 10 years old.
You know what?
It was a baby bear. You couldn't be a fucking puppy. You're talking about
Listen, let me tell you something, all right? Khabib, he's on the juice, all right? He's avoiding the fucking testing. He's fucking getting around it. He's on the juice, bro. He's on that Putin juice. And we know about the Putin juice. It's serious. Their whole Olympic team was on it, but we caught them on the Putin juice.
Was that Putin?
You can't walk around telling somebody he's on the Putin juice.
I live in Canada. Yes, I can. What do you mean?
You're really gonna break the guy's balls for fighting a baby bear when I would take my dog against you in a fight.
Well, you're in a fight. Well, I'm not going to fight your dog in a UFC fight.
And in
If
his
your
defense,
dog attacks me, well, it's getting the fucking cold steel.
Everybody gets the steal when it comes to Max. He wants to stab me. He wants to stab my dog.
If your dog comes at me to kill me like fucking Game of Thrones, well, then yeah, it's getting the cold steel. Don't be trying to like sick your dog on me. That's your fucking problem for fucking saying that you're gonna do that.
did he like fight that bear when he was like 10 years old too?
You know what? Listen, he's a boring fighter. He makes me want to fucking
Yeah, he did.
not live.
He would German suplex the shit out of that bear right now.
He is a boring fighter, but man, he gets it done.
Like, I've watched enough GSP fights to be bored in my life watching mixed martial arts. I don't need to watch Khabib fights. Like, they should just like fucking leave him alone. Just like let him have the title and just never make him fight.
Yeah.
I'd be happier that way.
All right, Max, the Zags game started 7-4 Gonzaga. Let's see what we
How
can
many
get.
minutes in, you slut?
4. Think do they hit 40? They're minus 160, race to 40 in the first half.
Damn it, we missed the best of the number. You gotta take 45 plus 205 if you're doing anything on it. Simple as that.
Do you think they hit that?
No, not by the stretch of it right now, but I haven't watched any of the game. 7 points through 4 minutes is garbage for them.
Spread, how do you feel about Bradley Beal and Devin Booker not making the All-Star teams?
Bradley Beal didn't.
I mean, you can complain, but
Siakam had his spot.
Good stats on bad teams.
Ugh, I went 1 and 2.
I mean, it's cool to talk about these people who got snubbed, but tell me who you take out, and then I think it's a all conversation, right?
Yeah.
Just saying these people should have made it, okay? But it's like, okay, so who do you take out?
I mean, we all know someone's going to back out, someone's going to get hurt, and then that's when they'll slide one guy in.
At plus 1.9, never mind. Actually, fuck it. I don't feel confident enough to tell you to take it, and I'm not taking it. So,
Do they get to 35, Max?
yeah, I think so. I think they get close to 40.
Yeah, I don't mind laying that number at 35. I mean, when's the last time they didn't score 35 and a half?
BA Sleeper says Kawhi Leonard's in the locker room.
I would just lay the 40, the minus 125. If you're not going to take the 45.
Max won't like
Minus,
this one.
yeah, minus 110.
Yeah.
Max won't like this one, but Dutch Boy Fresh said take out Lowry for Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I've heard that before, but that's why Torontonians voted his ass in, or I think they did. I don't know. All I care about is Siakam being there.
Yeah, Siakam's a starter too, isn't he?
Yeah. That's mainly what my concern is what is Siakam.
You guys got your new franchise player. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but I don't like that OG Anunoby's out. We need depth. We need everybody on fucking point. So we could fuck up the Eastern Conference and ruin the Bucks and 76ers lives. Go Raptors, go. Go Raptors, go. Go Raptors, go Raptors. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah. Yeah.
They said Kawhi went through pregame warmups, but is in the locker room to start Thursday's game. We'll update.
Wait.
Yeah, he's already out. I'm watching. I didn't
Not a clue why Kawhi isn't.
want to
playing.
bring it up because the bet's already made.
On the injury report yesterday, so we'll find out when we do.
I checked. He was on no injury report.
Yeah, I'm reading all the latest tweets and everything.
Wow. That's why you never bet more
So
than
we never. Yeah, because you just get fucked like that.
Isn't it just going to get voided?
No. Actually,
It might, because he hasn't touched the floor for a single minute.
yeah, if he hasn't played at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
So that's not that bad then. At least you don't get robbed of it.
Feel a little better. Plus 14 right now.
And they said commentators are basically ignoring it, like they're not even bringing it to anyone's attention.
Yeah, I can only watch the Kings feed here because it's a local game.
Well, why are we not taking the Paul George over then?
Because it's in his first game back, and we don't know how many minutes he'll get.
Take
That's
my,
a fucking
take my
fair
game.
point.
Take my guy Montrezl Harrell, bro.
Brad Turner on Twitter, I don't know who he is. He's verified and he's got 50,000 followers and he's a cover for the Lakers. He says Kawhi has back tightness and is questionable to play tonight. And then somebody else is saying he was scratched for the game like literally a minute before the game started.
So basically, he
Yeah,
fucked
honestly,
strippers at the same time and pulled the muscle.
That was the funniest shit I've ever seen, was him sitting in the strip club with like a New Balance hoodie on, just like calm as shit, just like smacking that bitch's ass.
It's funny when people try to say that it wasn't him.
It looked just like him.
I'm
Wow.
like, is a stunt double in LA that fucking rolls around looking like him? That was him.
Fucking the Zags have 9.6 minutes in.
yeah, the chat seems to think it'll get voided, so that's good to hear.
It should. I'd be complaining if it didn't, especially if the dude's scratched for the game and not playing.
Yeah. Yeah, the New Balance hit, he kind of gave him away, hot Dutch boy.
Oh, what a fucking 3-ball.
Yeah, here comes everything now. DraftKings Live, NBA injury alert, Kawhi Leonard back tightness.
Rich says all those Zag plays everybody's been hammering are about to come to an end here.
Why you gotta be an asshole about it, Rich? What are you happy that people are losing money? What are you, a fox? You gotta be want to be fucking headgear instead? Or what? You need a fucking what do you call those things? Tyler, what do you call those things for the hot tub?
Oxygenator or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you need, an oxygenator or something? Premium one? I get you one for 140. Fucking A.
Oh, Rich G. Don't be a fox, bro. Come on.
Like, really, come on.
He said he's on it too. He's on the Gonzaga play, so he's gonna lose. He was just saying.
Wow. See, that's the problem with commenting in a chat, and I can't hear the tone of your voice or see your facial expression.
Watching Max is better than a comedy show. Why do you think he fucking sits in the corner, bro, and says about 8 words a night? That's why I got him here.
Listen,
For that
when I say
for that
something,
one-
it's gonna fucking make you like go roll your eyes,
Shit.
or it's gonna
Gene's
make
trying
you
to send
laugh.
you shit in the box, Max.
We take care of the fucking show, and Max sits in the corner like Ed McMahon on the Tonight Show, and he just throws out those diamonds every once in a while.
Yeah, I can use a fucking diamond in the South Dakota Denver game. I'm literally gonna fucking spit on the fucking wall in a second. But it's nice to see Arizona back in the lead.
They're asking about a Grizzlies +5, Raptors -4.5 parlay. What do you think, Tyler, and spread? My buddy just bet it, thinking about tailing. Raptors -4.5. I have no opinion. I don't want to get involved in that game. The other side of the Grizzlies game, especially with Jaren Jackson being out, Pelicans are playing great lately, and with no Jaren Jackson, that's a lot to ask of Morant.
We could be looking at a Valanciunas rebounds prop for that game, though. I can tell you that much. With no Jaren Jackson.
I could see that. My only worry there would be the Pelicans go small and play and just run them off the floor, because Favors, you can play him against Favors, but if they switch to like Zion as a small ball 5, I don't think Valanciunas can be on the floor.
Restrictions, though. You would think so, at least.
Zion. Yeah, but I'm just saying that's 20 minutes that I don't want him on the floor already. So now you're down to, 28 possible for Valanciunas, and I don't know. I guess with Favors in there, he should be out there a lot, because I would play Favors a lot in that situation. So I guess it's pretty good. But fortunately, we have till tomorrow to think about it. But Chris Brady, I would not tail that. Totals down 5. Yeah, I'm watching. It's because it's 21-18 right now with 37 seconds left. 21-19, they made the free throw. But it's been a pretty slow start, and wouldn't necessarily say it's good defense. I'd say that these teams just aren't shooting well. So it could pick up if you're looking to hit a live over. I'm not going to do it personally. I'm on Denver +3, and I'll probably just stick with that position. Did you take Porter props there, Tyler? Because he's already got 2 fouls, which kind of fucking sucks.
No, I was going to take over 13.5 points, but I didn't.
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, if you're handicapping it with all the injuries, you'd say this is the way that he doesn't get to there, and that's by getting too many fouls early and being forced to sit on the bench, because he's been playing better defense, and Malone's got no reason to give him minutes. Yeah, so. Well, he's still out there actually right now with 2 fouls, but I don't know how much run in the second quarter. Yeah. No, dear, we're not going to do anything tonight. We mainly focus on the women, so we're going to take tonight off and maybe do tomorrow night for the final. I haven't talked to him yet.
Oh, I took you're talking about the show.
Yeah, he was saying, are you using me out for the match later?
Yeah, I watched some of that show last night. It was good, man.
Well, thank you. Bielika's on the line. Did you see the little trade rumors? Oh, you sent that to me, right, Tyler?
Yeah. They tried to trade him.
Bielika.
They called and offered them Bielitsa for Kuzma, and they said no, and then the Lakers turned around and said, give us Bogdanovich, and then the Kings said no. Yeah,
what do you think of both those trades?
I think the Lakers tried to swindle them out of a very good player for somebody that's very inconsistent, and it didn't work. And I think the Kings were just trying the Kings were just trying to give a piece of trash for another piece of trash.
I think Bielika's good. I think he could help a contender because he can be a true stretch 4.
I take that back. Yeah, the piece of trash part about him, because him next to Davis would actually be good because he would spread the floor. I mean, Davis could shoot threes, but Bielitsa can be lights out from back there. And that'll just leave Davis.
Yeah, and obviously you can't play him too much. You can't play him too much because of defensive, but I wouldn't mind having him be second rotation and getting minutes from, the end of the first to about 6 minutes to go in the second. 10 to 12 minutes a game, I think, is quite an appropriate role, and I think he can fill it quite well for a playoff team.
Who's got all the Lakers salary cap tied up? LeBron, Anthony Davis, and who else?
I'm trying to think. KCP probably makes $7 to $8
I
million.
think they could build a package
Kuzma's
and put
still on
Drummond
his rookie
next to,
deal.
Anthony Davis, and just use them for like a
No.
1 year, not even
'Cause
a
they
1 year rental, just like for the rest of the year, and just let them go after the playoffs. If they could give up, say,
No, I don't think
Kuzma,
they do that.
KCP.
No, I sent KCP back to Detroit. That'd be funny. I think they'd be willing to go Eric Rose and use him in the Rondo role
Yeah, I could see that.
if the Lakers were to make a trade with the Pistons.
I'm trying to think what else other big names could get traded because the deadline's next week.
Yeah.
Good. Then my NBA podcast will go back to talking about NBA and not just like
Trade rumors.
a bunch of like potential trades that never go off. And
Look
This
at
thing- they
that,
say-
Arizona.
like I do like it.
With the win.
Arizona won.
Yeah, they end up
Arizona.
anybody that got the +3, it ends up being a push. Washington had chance after chance.
That total
after
go under
chance.
to go over.
It
It
was
went
like
over.
70. Yeah.
It went over by like a good fucking 14 points.
Okay. So I just-
Now they got 22. Now they got 22, Max, with 9 minutes left. And now they're minus 220 to get to 40. But they are still plus 250 to get to 45. It is not out of the realm of possibility, bro.
Yeah, that's all on you, bro. I'm shutting it down for the night. I got my action going. The only thing that I'm laying a bet on is is Cal State Northridge plus 3.5.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow night, guys. Obviously, same time, same place, 7:15. We'll be here for that Laker game, which should be interesting and probably emotional for everybody there. So for spread, Tyler, Maxwell, Donnie Rightside, and the other kid, and myself. We're out. We'll see you guys tomorrow night at 7:00. Back after this.